Hello, everyone, and welcome. We are very excited to dig and dive, actually, apparently, into a brand new system for our channel. I'm very excited about it. Shadowrun is something that I've loved for a very long time, especially from the lore perspective, but Realmsmith is new to Shadowrun, and so we are learning it together. We've spent over the last month or so learning. We had a session 0 at San Diego Comic-Con, which went incredibly well with the cast that is present here. Woo! Hello, cast.
Hello.
They can't see you, but they can hear you. You are here. And we are going to start off where we left during that San Diego one-shot. We're going to do a couple quick announcements, and then we will jump right in. First off, this is a Shadowrun Excommunication. It is, again, a new series from Realmsmith and Catalyst Games. We want to thank Catalyst for making this possible, for bringing us all together and creating or recreating this incredible game that we know and love. It is a mix of something called Shadowrun Anarchy, which was 5th edition, and 6th World. We've kind of brought together, we're using a lot of the mechanics of Anarchy just because it's a easier to grasp sort of jump in starter system. And then we've added elements of 6th World in. So you'll recognize a bit of each, but you can check it all at catalystgamelabs.com.
Yep.
Yes, that is the URL, catalystgamelabs.com. Couple announcements regarding Catalyst. Catalyst is at PAX West and DragonCon this weekend, so you can learn to play Shadowrun with the Catalyst demo team. Catalyst will also be live streaming from PAX West, and you can follow along all Labor Day weekend from Friday to Monday. Friday is actually the last day of the Shadowrun Takedown Kickstarter, so they'll be live streaming interviews and actual plays with the creators all weekend. Congrats on the Kickstarter. It's gone very, very, very well. Shadowrun Takedown is a Shadowrun board game that is fantastic, created by the team there. Don't forget to get back to back the Shadowrun Takedown Kickstarter now, and there are only 3 days left. You can just search for Shadowrun Takedown on Kickstarter. It's a fast-paced board game that gives you the full Shadowrun feel. You can even play co-op, PvP, or solo mode. So check that out. Also, we're going to be doing a giveaway every episode, and so if you are in the chat, make sure that you enter Excommunication. That is EXC, because we wanted to make it easy. EXCOMMUNICATION. And enter that into the chat. You will be entered to win. More than once, you will be disqualified from entering, and we will send you a Shadowrun gift pack from Catalyst, which is awesome, and it'll include lots of awesome Shadowrun stuff. I think that is all the housekeeping stuff. I am very excited, y'all. Welcome to episode 1, and without further ado, let us venture into the shadows. All right, welcome back. Well, as you hear the sirens that surround you of the Lone Star patrolmen that have closed in on your position, the first thing that you're asking yourselves is, how exactly did we all get here?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're asking ourselves.
And you were sent, actually, on a milk run, by a fixer by the name of Torrin Skelly. To retrieve some vital data from a Decker's apartment. You didn't know necessarily how it was connected or the reason that you were getting this info, but it was vital info that some sort of stakeholder wanted to pay you a lot of new yen, actually a lot more new yen than they initially offered you, but you sweet talked your way into some more.
Thanks, Trigger.
Yeah, exactly. And Torrin gave you the details. He was a little shifty, but as your first kind of official Shadowrun as part of the community, you thought it was a fairly easy snatch and grab sort of situation. You infiltrated the building where this Decker's apartment was, and Trigger was able to access the Decker's personal data terminal. But as Trigger did that, you looked to your right and you saw a digital picture frame that all of a sudden started scrolling through pictures of your own personal pictures that you had taken with your comlink, on vacation, doing whatever Trigger does to kind of relax. We don't want to know. And as you started to kind of take in the rest of the apartment, after being laser focused on getting to that data terminal, you realize that your personal effects, personal items, personal belongings were strewn across the apartment, somehow staged to look like this is where you lived. You logged onto the terminal, leaving your mark, as every Decker has a mark. When you access the matrix and you hack something, it leaves a mark which actually goes to the GOD, the God, or the Grid Overwatch division. And then you have to watch your score and stuff, and we can get into that a little bit later. Bottom line is, you then had an imprint on this apartment, which tied you to it, which tied you to whatever this Decker was responsible for, and tying your team to that. Because of that, in that moment, whatever your team has been blamed of doing was enough to get you excommunicated from the Shadowrun community. Basically, what that means is that Fixers and Mr. Johnsons will not touch you for work. You are considered volatile. You are considered non-trustworthy. Before a reasonable timeline, Lone Star patrolmen started to close in on your position, quicker even than the alarm would have suggested they should, or the response time would have dictated. Through a bunch of kind of in the moment, spur of the moment decisions, Blaze managed to detonate the server room on the roof of the building, which cut your transfer short of whatever data was in that terminal. But you still have data on your terminal that you yet have not processed. You haven't looked at it. You haven't had time to do that. Law enforcement arrived on the scene, and that is where we find your team currently. Frame. Currently, you are in your Jeep Trailblazer, which obviously is decked out. You being a rigger, of course, have control of this vehicle, but you have actually stepped out of it and you are now controlling your drone.
Yes.
Can you please tell the people at home who they see currently off the side, and tell us a bit about Frame?
So Frame is average height, average slender build, light brown skin, dark brown hair, is an elf rigger. And he is currently in the space inside of the vehicle that he climbs into, kind of like a secret below the trunk compartment, where his meat sack, his actual body, climbs in, plugs in, and from there he jumps his consciousness into whatever a vehicle he wants to pilot. So he is in the trunk of the Trailblazer, but his consciousness is actually inside of this drone that he has flying around, doing both surveillance and also trying to have some like distraction fire. The last thing he did was blow out the tires of one of these patrol cars that were heading towards
They sure did.
his companions.
Yeah.
And so his body is unconscious, but the drone is speeding around, trying to relay to everyone else that they need to get out of here as soon as possible. They're on us.
Right on. Rio, you were in the apartment as soon as you heard that from Frame, and you heard the explosion on the roof, and then you heard Trigger mutter expletives regarding the terminal going dead in that moment. You started to run towards the balcony. Trigger jumped on your back, and you hopped over the balcony using your great leap and your great agility, and landed in a 3-point superhero stance on the ground outside of the apartment. What do they see when that happens?
Well, the first thing you notice is that Everything seems to reverberate in his body due to an aluminum subdermal plating. The contact, the impact, sends a little vibration out in the land in front of me and also throughout the body. It almost feels like it's like metal being waved in the wind, sort of. And as my knuckles hit the ground and a bit of blood starts to pool at these bruises and scabs that have always been there, seemingly forever, you see a 55 to 60-year-old man, taut, muscular. This man's been to the wars. His life is a war. In his mouth, unfazed by the leap, is a coil of fibers, metals, coppers, all tightly wound together, and he's chewing on it like a cigar. This is a version of an e-cigarette, but in this world, and he puffs on it. His green eyes scanning the surroundings, taking in what's coming his way, with the boss on his back. And he stands up, and you see a tight black knee brace as he adjusts and puts his balance on his left leg. And he's wearing this black weathered duster, sort of ankle-length coat. And it billows behind him with a white pristine shirt underneath, black combat boots. And you hear him say, "You all right, boss?"
How much can I curse on this show? Is there a box that I have to put quarters in every time I do it? Is
Make
this
them bleep you.
It is the sixth world. It is.
Yeah, it's the sixth world.
Is this
Put a counter
of creative expletives that comes out of Trigger's mouth that has never before nor never after will be heard. Words like motherfucking fuck nugget goddamn shit sock fucking what the fuck was that?
Been a while since I heard the word fuck. Sounds good, though. Are you okay?
Just we gotta get out of here. We just like get out, get us all. Go. My brain is fried. It was my stuff in the room. It was my room. It was Rio.
We'll be all right. Frayne, we need a way out of here now.
On it.
All right. As you say that, Liv, you currently were in the apartment, and you managed to hop the balcony and parkour your way down.
Yep.
Very agile, in fact, all the way down to the ground floor. You are now standing beside Rio and Trigger on the ground. What does everybody see?
So you see a very tall, she's like 6'1", very slender but super athletic, as she has been a gymnast her whole life. She's very pale, almost like a purple hue to her skin tone. She's got elf ears. She's an elf. Short, like a wavy bob that's like inky dark purple hair. And she's wearing one of those really cool like black cat suits that you see in like sci-fi movies that like always look cool, but I personally question your agility in those. But it looks cool. And you just see, and then like a perfect backflip dismount. And that because it's like instinct, and it kind of takes a look around. Well, that's fun. Shit. Should we bounce?
We're on it.
I just realized you've no idea what I look like.
Yeah.
Run.
So you see this wild-haired, two different color-eyed dwarf who just looks like a punk. She just looks like a little punk. She's wearing like this super old, ragged rock and roll t-shirt. She's got boots on that are ripped apart. She's got this accent that comes from 90 different countries. You can't quite place where exactly she's from. But the most obvious thing that you see about her is she's got one light brown eye and one eye of just bright yellow fire. And there's constant movement inside it. You can constantly see that, which is interesting because you can almost see the wheels turning in her brain all the time, like she's about to pop off.
Awesome. All right. We go over to Blaze. You are currently standing over at the Trailblazer, nearby where Frayne is currently, his meat sack. We're going to call it a meat sack from now on. Just
So gross.
just
Like a
because.
sack of meat.
Why not? And currently you are looking up at your handiwork, probably pretty proud, as the top of the building is completely engulfed in flame, smoldering, you having used your fire spirit to detonate on that roof. What does everybody see?
So currently, Blaze is currently about a 6'1" male, and you see his face is just contorted in rage. Because I've heard the sirens, I can hear Lone Star.
Yeah, you can see them coming.
Yeah, so his face is contorted rage, pointy ears. He is also an elf. His glasses that he wears constantly have flickers of shade. And he's currently wearing a bomber jacket and some really heavy denim jeans. And you see why, because at that moment, there's pieces of flame flickering off of his body as his emotion is literally showing up in the magical spectrum across his body. And he just goes, Skelly!
Okay.
He is furious over being second-handed again by this schmuck.
All right. With that, I would like everybody to roll initiative.
All right.
The way we do that in Shadowrun is you are going to use 6 plus your agility plus your agility attribute, and then any modifiers or shadow amp bonuses that you might have.
So agility.
66 or 1d6?
No, agility.
6. So 6 dice.
So 6 dice.
6 dice plus your agility.
6 dice plus agility.
Plus agility.
You're gonna need enough.
Lots of dice in Shadowrun, y'all. Lots of dice.
Are we counting the number of hits or just the total number?
You're counting the number of hits, and whoever has the most hits goes first, and then
Hits
in
are sixes.
descending order.
5s and 6s.
5s and 6s.
Don't let me down.
Plus your agility.
So it's hits plus agility, right? Coming
Yep.
back out.
Okay. So that's a 9 for me.
Wait. No, sorry. It's you roll your agility with it.
Yeah.
So you roll 6 dice plus however many dice your agility is.
Oh,
And then you count the hits.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
so I got 3 then.
I got 7.
Okay. So let's go from Christian,
7.
7. Trigger,
3.
Frayne.
I got 3 hits, but I also have combat paralysis.
Yeah.
So is that halved?
Yeah.
Oh,
So what
yeah.
is the combat paralysis?
Combat paralysis on my sheet says I act last on the first round of combat, but I do believe in the rule set that it also means that my agility is also cut.
Sure. So we'll just say you'll go last now, and then however many hits you are is where you'll go. So you got 3.
3 hits.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we'll say that Frayne is at
Hang on a second. Sorry, my comm link's calling. Sorry, let me just put that on do not disturb. Sorry.
all right, Liv.
I rolled so many dice and also just got 3 hits.
Okay. You guys can decide between Trigger, Frayne, and Liv. You guys can decide who goes first in that order.
I actually I have a question about one of my qualities, which is
Sure.
I believe a homebrew. I don't know if it is.
Go ahead.
It's called Reluctant Leader.
It sure is.
Do I have to choose one of the two?
No, you can go with your roll, or
Okay,
you can
why
choose
don't I
one of
go
the
with
two.
my straight roll for this time?
Sure.
Although I suspect that there would definitely be a ramification at this moment.
I love that. I love that.
We'll use that.
Well, do you want to go
What-
first out of the 3 of us?
no, I should probably
The 4
go
of it?
last.
So I have
I
a 3
should go-
too.
Actually, I should go last. I should
Okay.
go last. We should
Okay,
take-
so we'll go Liv, Frayne, and then Trigger.
Yeah.
Given all of your qualities and so on.
Yeah.
Blaze.
I'm also a 3.
Well, you'll go dead last then.
Yeah, it's fine. The
Yeah.
mage can go last.
Wow, all 3s, eh?
Yeah.
Except for the 7, which was nice.
Thank God, because I'm with him.
Okay. All right, Rio. What you see before you is you stand. There are 3 squad cars careening in your direction, closing fast. One of them has been stopped because the tire was blown out and it's kind of skidded aside. You see movement inside, and the other 2 cars are coming really, really quickly. What do you do?
Are they coming east and west?
Basically, like surrounding you. So yeah, there's one coming from this direction, one coming from that direction, and then the one from in front of you is the one that has been hit by Frayne.
I'm gonna take Frayne's lead here. I think what I'll do is I'll reach behind me where you're holding on. And what you see is a hand. You don't know what I'm grabbing, but right next to you will appear a red astral projection almost of an arrow. and I'll pull that out in front of me. And I'll pull the tarp back. And it looks like I'm shooting a bow, but there's no bow, just an arrow. And I'll let go at the tire of the car on my left.
On your left?
On the west side, trying to
Okay.
take one other out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so you were going to roll a combat test.
I will roll combat.
So your skill, which will be your ranged, plus your attribute, which is agility, plus any modifiers and shadow amps. And so, and that is going to be, so whatever is in the brackets, I've done the math for you, is what you're going to roll.
Can I help him because of my cyber vision?
To
Can I
kind of help him
guide-
to guide him?
Can I help guide him to realize what he's doing? Because my cyber eyes allow me
Sure.
to.
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
that. Yeah,
All
absolutely.
right, so
So as you're kind of standing there, I would say roll the attack as well. So
Okay.
whatever ranged and whatever hits you get, you add to his dice.
So
just
my
give it a
ranged-
sec. Yeah.
which it's
Whatever your firearms or whatever your ranged ability is.
that.
No, so up in your skills.
There we go. I
Yep.
need that.
So as I'm about to let the arrow loose, he whispers to himself,
Yeah.
Paciencia, mi fe.
So you can add two dice to that.
6 hits.
So roll those dice as well. She just
Roll
adds
these
dice to your
dice.
pool, and then you have to roll them. One more.
5 hits.
5 hits. All right. Plus 2 is 5. That is a hit.
Yeah.
All right, roll your damage. And so on your weapon there, you'll have your bow, your astral bow.
Right. 4S.
So you're not rolling damage, sorry. So that's just 4
Yes.
stun to the vehicle.
Right.
Okay,
So the
great.
wheel, I was aiming at the top.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna say that you hit the tire, and the tire goes and explode in this like red energy, and kind of like the car starts to careen as it continues to kind of pummel forward.
And I yell over the comm, Frayne, it's getting bad out here. We need a way out now.
On my way.
At that moment, the car that has careened to a stop that you hit and the tire blew out, 2 individuals come out of that car. The car that you just hit kind of again screeches to a halt, and 2 individuals come out of that car. Again, the doors open, and what you see is these kind of like sheriff, old school, almost like Western sheriff type kind of dressed. They're called the Lone Star Patrolmen. You know who they are. They are the local police of this area. And then they kind of come out and they draw weapons in your direction.
I think the last thing I do, if I may, is
Sure.
I'll grab the boss and I'll put it in front of me and spin around so that I am protecting her.
Okay.
And I'll say, frickin' pigs. That's my.
I love
that's
it.
my choice.
All right. The third vehicle continues coming fast in your direction. Those 2 in the will take a shot. The first will take a shot at the drone.
Which is at this point speeding back towards my vehicle.
Back towards your vehicle. Okay, so I'll give them a negative for that. As they do that, that is going to be 7. Oof.
Sounds like what this.
Only 2 hits. I wasted all my good hits earlier. That's only 2 hits, and you were going to roll for your drone. You were going to roll your agility and logic.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wait.
And we'll just use yours, for now.
Get it.
Oh,
So far,
I see good. I see
2,
good.
3
There we go.
hits. And I get 1 more roll because
Yeah.
I roll 13.
and then again, keep in mind if you get more ones than more than half ones, it's a glitch. If you get more than half that are ones and no hits, it's a critical glitch.
Yeah.
Oh.
Only 2 ones and 3 hits.
Okay, so that's fine. Your drone manages to sidestep the shots that come in its direction as this Lone Star gunman lets his Colt America L36, which like is super loud. You imagine like a futuristic Colt revolver that he lets loose on that. The other one is going to attack you, Rio, as you just shot at their vehicle. That is 1. That is only 1 hit. So you're going to also roll a agility plus logic test to try and evade that. These Lone Star gunmen are not happy.
Nice.
Yes.
Wow, he's in all the high rolls today.
Woof. As you, no issues, kind of like ducking behind as he kind of shoots in your direction and it goes over your shoulder as you are protecting Trigger from harm.
I imagine one of them maybe clips, but you hear it's that subdermal implant, so it hits the front
Love
of
that.
the vest.
It cracks right off your vest. I love that. Love it, love it, love it. All right.
Don't like see that.
It's all good. I'm used to it.
Next, we'll take the shot. Again, one hit
That's right.
against you, Frame,
Okay.
against the drone.
The drone.
Get it? Get it, drone. Get it.
Oh. And then the other one's going to shoot at,
Oh. But you have one more, right?
at you, Blaze.
Oh,
You have one more die, but have
Oh
one.
no, look, there's another.
0 hits. These dice. So these cops are just,
Just wasting money.
yeah, just wasting money.
3 hits.
Yeah, so you're good. You all have
Bob is
managed
leaving.
You
to
said-
duck
you said
the
it.
initial
Yeah.
shots. The third
Yeah.
vehicle,
They're looking really cool right now.
Let everybody know a big party is coming.
Yeah.
as the third vehicle careens in your direction, you watch as a machine gun out of the back of it and starts to open up in your direction.
Wait, out of the car?
Out of the car, out of the back of the car.
Out of the back of the car. Great.
Of
Okay,
course.
cool.
Okay, good luck, buddy.
No, you know what? I lied. Sorry. I lied. That is the wrong vehicle. What happens is a drone, you watch as a drone hovers
no.
up from the back. Like it basically opens up a hatch in the trunk and a drone goes and it has a machine gun on it. And that shoots in your direction.
no.
I'll say that.
I apologize.
Infinitely more worse for me.
shooting at who? Shooting at
It's going to shoot at you three who are currently clustered in front of the building.
Me? What did I do?
It is going to use now
I
again
think it exists at this point.
in firing modes for Anarchy. We've brought in 6 world firing modes because we wanted to track ammo and all of that kind of stuff. So they are going to do a full auto fire in your direction. It's going to be a -6 to the attack.
Ooh.
So that is not going to be a lot,
Damn.
but it has a chance of doing a lot more damage.
So it's gonna hit all of them then.
Well, I'm standing.
0 hits. As it was only 3 dice. We were taking a chance.
Oh wow.
Anyways, 0 hits as all chaos is occurring. Okay,
Because we're like, that's it.
exactly.
All right. Well,
Liv, you're up.
Okay. Is there
Frayne, you're on deck.
like a dumpster, something I could take cover?
You are in front of the building. I'm gonna say that there is like bushes and a dumpster and yeah, sure.
Sure. I'm gonna tuck and roll behind like
Sure.
a dumpster, and then am I able to also fire at the same turn? Or-
Yeah. Do you have like an athletics check or something that would help you kind of successfully? If you want to just move behind the dumpster, that's fine. If you want to kind of be fancy about
I
it,
was just doing that for flavor. Like
Done.
I'm moving.
you
behind, I'm
roll.
taking
You're
cover.
behind. Yep. You take cover behind the.
Okay, and then I'll shoot at that drone with my. I hope I'm saying this right.
Yep.
Stayer TMP.
Okay.
So that is.
Make sure you hit the right drone.
Wait, not yet. Not
Yeah.
Not that drone.
No, we got it. We got it.
just so we know. All right, so that is going to be a firearms plus what?
It's firearms plus agility. It's whatever is in the bracket
Parentheses.
for your whatever's in parentheses.
Okay,
On
all right.
firearms is
Okay,
what
so
you
it's a 9 to. Okay, gotcha.
2 hits for me on the defense.
Two hits as well.
Okay.
Oh, 3. Oh, shoot. I forgot 5's count. 4 hits.
You hit.
Dang.
Okay, so that does how much damage does your weapon do? You're firing your Steyr,
Yes.
and what rate of fire? You have some rate of fires beside your weapon. So there's single shot, semi-auto, burst fire, or burst fire. I think is the only 3 that you get.
Semi-auto.
Okay, so with semi-auto, you get a -2 to the attack but +1 damage, or you could just test as normal because you didn't know that. You take 1 shot if you want and still hit.
Okay, yeah,
Otherwise,
let's do
you
that.
wouldn't hit.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's
Okay.
do that.
We'll allow that to happen.
Okay.
So that takes 2 damage. Damage. All right. Sorry, what was the physical damage on the weapon?
6.
6. Ooh. Got it. Goodness. As you start to see sparks kind of fly out of the drone, it starts to kind of and kind of rights itself as you take a massive chunk out of it.
Cool.
All right. Frayne, you're up. Trigger, you're on deck.
So for a moment, Frayne starts to hesitate, but this is a continuation of the action that we left off from last time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he starts to freeze, but then shrugs it off as the chaos that continues starts to get him to a sort of freeze up. But he fights through it and looks back at this other drone that has been shot by Liv. And just says, "I don't got time for you right now," and speeds back to the vehicle.
Okay.
If
The drone speeds back. You in the drone speed back.
in the
to
drone is
Yeah.
speeding back to
Yeah.
my G-Sub, my trailblazer.
Yeah.
And if I get there,
Yeah.
the drone lands
Yeah.
and immediately powers down as my consciousness goes from being inside the drone to being inside the vehicle, and that revs up. I'm gonna begin to head towards where
In their
my drone
direction?
saw that.
Okay. The way that movement works is in Anarchy is that you can go from close to near, then near to far, and they're different. It's a single movement to go close to near. You were at least near. Near is within 300 feet or so, and so you go from close to near as LA gives us our sound effects
Yes.
for
thank you.
for the heat.
Landscape is gonna be great.
Which is great. And as you get to that location, you kind of imagine skid kind of in front of their position.
Yes.
Okay.
And as my drone makes contact with the vehicle, I'll be shouting at Blaze, "Get him!"
Okay. All right. That is your turn.
I'll take a quick reaction, grab
Yeah.
one of the outside vehicle as he's going by the center.
Yeah. Okay. Trigger, you're up.
Right. Okay. So, 3 vehicles. One is completely taken out.
Yeah.
The drone is out.
Yeah.
No, the drone is out.
One drone is injured.
Wonky.
Yeah.
How close are we to? When you say we're near, how close are we to him? Like our running distance?
Within, basically within 5 feet.
Oh.
So you're close.
Door opens.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hopping in. I'm just like, and
Okay.
and
So
I'm
you
like,
open the door, you hop
yeah,
in.
yeah,
That's your movement. Do you want to take any?
and as I'm running, sorry, and I just jump in.
Yeah. I love it.
Like, sorry, I'm squishy.
Okay. Any sort of action you'd like to take?
Can I, from inside the door, can I shoot?
Absolutely.
Windows go down.
Yeah.
Great.
I love it.
I'm really small.
I love it. I love it.
So I'm going to pull out my Yamaha Pulsar 2.
Yeah. The beautiful thing about the Pulsar 2 is it is a ranged and a close combat weapon. So it shoots like a pulse, like a stun pulse.
Huh?
But then there's also contacts on the grip that you can hit somebody with and stun them as well.
That's a sexy weapon.
Yeah, it's great. It's a 2-in-1.
So what is the most? I'm so sorry because I'm having trouble keeping track of our our enemy combatants.
For sure.
We've got people.
Yeah.
Outside of their vehicles.
Yeah, you've got
have
4
vehicles.
patrolmen, and you've got 1 drone in the air, and another vehicle that is careening towards you.
So two, and this vehicle coming from this.
What does it look like? What's our way out?
That's a
Which,
Get in,
which
that's
one?
the job.
No, but which one is in? Is our?
yeah. So you have the
in our way
building
out?
behind you. You have basically 2 squad cars coming from left and right, and then 1 coming this. Well, 2 cops firing at you this way, and then 1 coming at you quickly from the front.
So it's a 4-way intersection then?
You're in front of the building. It's
Oh.
basically like a parking lot in front of the building.
Oh,
They've all
okay.
come in from different directions, and that's the direction that they're in in front of the building.
You start to see my car reposition as you
Right.
quickly realize that I'm gonna go towards the 2 patrolmen
Yeah.
on foot
Yeah.
that are to our left. You see right away that I'm heading in that direction.
Excellent. That's
Hold
where
them
I'm
down.
firing. That's where I'm firing.
Okay.
So I just don't want to. Even though she's a loose cannon,
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah.
she very much, you can see her hesitate at shooting a person.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to shoot at them.
Sure.
She just wants to scare the fuck out of them.
Which is why she has the pulsar and it stuns
yes,
rather than
exactly.
kills.
So let's fucking fire this guy.
So we're doing an intentional yippee-i-o.
Yes, right. Exactly.
While they were doing
Inten-
it because
intentionally.
they suck.
And
So hers are going to hit.
right.
Hers are going to hit this time.
It was fun.
There's a hit. Yes.
Okay, great. That's 2 plus. I get to reroll 1 ranged attack because of my fancy eye. Fancy eyes. And it's not there. Okay, so that's still undone. Okay, so 2 hits.
Okay.
Wee, that's a lot of numbers.
You're good.
Oh,
These
no.
are not rolling hot. So you damage the one. You managed to hit him. So how much damage does it take?
6.
6S, which is 6 stun.
6 stun.
Okay. So as you watch, he kind of racks himself and he holds onto the side of the door. As you can see, this kind of a stun energy cover his body. All right. So
Right,
we'll
and
do. That was a great description. Okay. So that's 6 stun.
And as I say that, I'm yelling back to Rio, "Get in! Get in!" Like you can hear the panic rising in her voice.
Okay. All right.
I'm last.
Blaze, you're up. Yep.
Am I it?
Yep. You're up.
So as Frayne is going by, I'm going to grab onto the outside of the vehicle, keep myself available. So with that happening, where am I currently at, and where can I currently see? I'm probably on the right side of the vehicle, because that's where the boat.
He took off in the vehicle.
Mhm.
You didn't have a chance yet to
Oh,
get
okay.
in.
But I'm just in that.
So you are
Okay.
about, I'd say, 20 to 30 feet away from where they are across the parking lot,
Oh.
in the way of the vehicle that is speeding in your direction, which moves faster than you do on feet. But you can, I'd say you can close the distance from close to near. You kind of see him take off. You're like, oh crap. And then you have the opportunity to run towards them.
So I'm going to start.
What, you didn't grab on? What? Oh, whoops.
Whoops. Yeah. So as I turn my way from the building, I'm
Yeah.
going to make my way towards that. Those
Okay.
flames, that anger that you see that was flickering over his coat, actually starts solidifying even more and more, and it's going to turn into my infernal cloak
Okay.
to coat me up in basically a flaming piece of armor.
Okay. Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
Very cool.
All
Very
right,
cool.
it's
I'm gonna say
exciting.
even. It would be really cool if it almost turned into like a molten
Yeah,
lava
it's
crust.
dark. It's dark.
Yeah, and
red.
it like closes over.
This
you.
is the real reason
Very
why
cool.
he wears the leather jacket
Yeah,
over his.
love that. Love that so
Damn.
much. Okay, I love the natural sound effects. This is
I know.
fantastic. All right, so that is your action
Yep.
to cast that spell. I'm assuming you get into the vehicle when you get there?
Yeah.
Okay, you jump into the vehicle. You are now in the vehicle.
All right.
At this time, wreathed in flame on top of the building, we have a guest that I would like to invite to the table. Jason Charles Miller is going to be joining us.
Yeah. Oh,
Come on over, buddy.
hey.
Thank you for patiently waiting. You guys can shift a little bit if you haven't already.
Am I in the vehicle yet? We did not
You
discuss
jumped
that.
behind the bushes.
You jumped
Yeah.
behind the thing, so you have not gotten in the vehicle yet.
Yeah,
You took
okay.
cover
Waiting
before
for
he
two.
actually came. I actually wore a shirt to commemorate this.
Oh,
I love it. Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Welcome. How you doing, buddy? Good. Your mic is just down there. It's kind of
I've
connected to.
attached it to the tape. here.
Yeah, so we can connect it to his shirt. That'd be great.
Join the party.
Awesome. Fantastic.
that?
Can you raise it just a little bit more, maybe the
Might get bearded.
yeah.
It's always black.
Joel,
I
nice.
know. We all
How's that, Joel?
Oh, does that work? Good. Awesome.
We
All right.
know.
Jason, thank you for joining us.
You got it, man.
Yay!
Currently,
You're
you're-
here to save us, right?
yes,
Nice.
Maybe so.
he's gonna try. Currently, you are wreathed in flame. You feel the warmth of the server room that is now in ashes behind you as you are poised on top of the corner of the building that had just kind of exploded. You came up. You currently are set, and you are taking in the scenario. You obviously know Frayne very well, kind of being a bit of a guardian angel of his and having been his mentor and bringing him into the Shadowrun community. You also recognize Trigger, who you were on a job with a number of years ago. As you stand, you do have your weapons, including your sniper rifle, and you see that there are 2 cops to the left, 2 Lone Star patrolmen to the right, and there is a squad car that is currently coming towards the building that you're on. You have a chance to act. Well, first of all, what do they see?
What you see is you see a 9-foot tall cowboy troll
What?
Hell yeah.
named Outlaw. He's wearing a long black duster that looks like steam or smoke is coming off of it. You're not quite sure. He's armed to the teeth with every kind of weapon you can imagine. Anyone, and maybe some you can't. But at this time, you see him pull out the largest sniper rifle you've ever seen. And so tell me, what do you think is the one? What am I seeing that I think is the best one to take a shot at?
Sure. I'd say you can give me a perception check. And to do a perception check, it is going to be logic plus willpower. So basically, your attributes at the top, you're going to roll 5 dice plus 5 dice. You're going to roll 10 dice to, and if you have any shadow amps, I don't think you do, that give you any perception bonus.
Cyber Eyes with Smart Link.
And what does that say on there?
Modifiers due to lighting. Reroll 1 failed die on a range attack and add +1 to firearms heavy weapons.
Okay, so when you attack, that will happen. So, so for your
So this is
perception
for
check, give me a
perception.
10.
Okay, great.
And I'll give you the information that exists there.
No, I'm looking for
5s and
Your 5s and
Yeah.
6s.
2. I got
He's a high
5.
roller over here too.
5. All right.
Yeah.
With 5, I'm going to say that you take in, with your grizzled, storied, experienced past as a Shadowrunner, as you look on, you absolutely see that Frayne has turned his vehicle in a direction and is currently like revving, like he's ready to go. And you know he can transfer his consciousness into vehicles and pilot vehicles basically through the Matrix, virtually. So he's revving to go along the left, and they are firing in that direction. So you imagine that they want to head in that direction. You have parked your Harley on the other side of the building at the bottom. Imagine just a futuristic Harley, of however that is large enough to fit a 9-foot troll. And the other ones, again, the one that is coming towards you has a drone above it that's floating, and you can tell that it's coming directly for the vehicle. And then the guys on the right are just still firing. So that's kind of, you get the sort of understanding that is the current tactical
Well, if
situation.
that vehicle is getting closer, the closest to my compatriots here,
Sure.
I'd take a shot at the driver
Okay.
in the vehicle.
All right.
You know, right through the window.
I love
And I
that.
got a sniper rifle.
Yeah.
Punch
Absolutely.
right through that.
Okay,
car.
so you should have a weapon skill on there. Your weapon skill is
Right here.
of some sort. Firearms, is it?
He's at heavy weapons too.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy weapons too.
Nice.
So you would roll 10 dice plus your Cyber Eyes bonus to that. And I'm gonna
Cyber
be-
Ace is another 1.
On range attack, add 1.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 11. Oops. Ooh, 5 again.
Okay, 5 again. Only 1. So you managed to hit the driver. As you do, the front basically of this squad car, the windshield explodes and spiders across with cracks as the car begins to careen as you've hit this driver. How much damage does your sniper rifle do? Down at the bottom there, that should have a number and then a P beside it, beside the sniper rifle.
9P.
Woo! Wow.
Dang.
Kill me.
You're pretty sure he is close to dead, if not dead, at this point.
At the very least, you probably can't drive.
No, yeah. Currently, as it's starting to look careen, you're thinking he's probably not. Yeah, probably not in a place where he's very happy at the moment. All right, so that is your turn. Do you want to move or do you want to stay where you are? You've got good cover.
I got good coverage. I got good view.
Yeah,
So
you're great. All right.
let's stay here. And even though I parked my Harley behind the building, good luck to anybody else trying to drive that thing. It's made for a 9-foot troll.
Exactly. Yeah.
Give it a shot. Give
I
it your
call
best
that
shot.
a challenge.
Yes.
Put me on there.
Yes.
The smallest.
What was the last in the
Half the time, I just leave it running.
I love it. I love it. You all, and welcome to the table, my friend. Wanted to play with you for a very long time. I'm glad that we're getting the chance to. You watch as the windshield of this vehicle explodes in shards of glass. Those that are in the vehicle can't see him because obviously it's through the roof. Those outside the vehicle look up and they see where this shot came from. And you basically see this massive rifle with this troll with curling horns, which you saw the image of on the screen. It was very, very, very cool. Okay. All right. Back to the top of the order. Rio, you are up. And then our good friends are on deck. So go ahead.
All right, so I saw the boss get into the vehicle.
Yep.
I look up. I see this 9-foot tall troll with the biggest sniper rifle I've ever seen and a frickin' cool jacket. Game recognized game. I look to the vehicle. I look at boss and I say, I think I got a different plan, boss. And I leap onto the top of the vehicle.
Yes,
And
you
impact
do.
three-point land. And I think when I saw,
He says, "Watch the paint."
Yeah, I'm ready.
sorry, but
How hard do you hit me?
well, when I land, I'll sort of land in and grab a chunk of the metal, so I got something to hold on to.
Okay.
Then I'll pull out that arrow.
Yeah.
Once again, and I'll aim. And I'm aiming at. We're driving towards 2. I'm going to aim at the 2 behind us.
Okay.
Try and take one out.
Okay. Let's do it.
And so that is 10. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
5.
I only rolled 2, so that is a hit.
And that is 4 damage.
4.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And as you hit this character again, same thing. His basically his uniform on his left shoulder ignites in this red astral energy as he kind of like has no idea what just hit him. That is your turn. Is that you're good?
Yeah, I'll just say sorry, Frame.
You just hear the car just kind of rumble.
I like it. All right, Lone Star are up. Those 2, because now you are an open target on top of this vehicle, are going to attack you. So the ones behind are going to shoot in your direction. The 2 of them. That is going to be 7. Right. Keep doing this. You're going to roll agility plus logic and any modifiers that exist. These dice are not rolling well, y'all.
Still shooting in the air. That's all they're doing.
No, we don't mind. For now.
It's the opening sequence. We're supposed
He's
to be
spending all the bad luck now so we can nail this.
And then roll that twice. So,
I'm rolling agility, so I add a dice too.
yeah. Agility and logic. So the first roll.
Man, wow, he is just rolling so high.
Woo! 5. Okay. No problem. You're able to dodge that shot. No issue. Roll it again.
Another.
Woo-hoo!
How about
Again,
this
no
dice?
problem. You're matrixing these shots like no issues whatsoever.
Haven't
As
had
those,
this much fun in years.
I love it. That drone that is in the air for the vehicle that is approaching, and the vehicle, and the drone and the vehicle are basically approaching at the same distance. They are now close, so they are now, I'd say, maybe 20 feet from your vehicle. The vehicle again kind of pulls a turn and stops, kind of kitty cornered almost to you, and the drone above opens up fire on. You're the only target out of the vehicle right now. The rest of you are in the vehicle, correct?
I'm not in the
She's
vehicle,
not
but I'm
really-
No,
not.
but
She's
you're
in
hanging
it.
out.
Behind the thing.
And I'm gonna say you're fully behind cover at this point. You kind of like put your back maybe to it, and so
Okay.
yeah, there is no target there. Actually, you know what? The drone's gonna lift, obviously having that height.
Sure.
It's gonna close that distance, and it's gonna fire in your direction.
I'm a big target.
You are a big target. That
Big
is
new target.
7. Dice again. Here we go. You're gonna roll logic plus agility, and any modifiers you have to those rolls, if any. Defensive rolls, which I don't think you do. I got 4 hits.
All right. I only got 2 this time.
Okay. So that is only going to be a burst. So it's going to be +2 damage on that. It's not going to feel good as you get 8 points of piercing damage.
Wow.
So basically the way that works is you're going to take off, just take a note maybe on a side sheet or whatever if you don't want to, but it's 8 off your physical thing.
Yeah, physical.
Is anxiety?
Oh, sorry, off your
Shadowrun?
armor. It comes right off your armor first.
It is
You
for
got
you.
lots of
I wish it was. I'd be very on fire.
It's your superpower.
anxiety.
And you all watch as this drone just in that direction, or more like because it's burst.
Oh, is it?
You're next, right?
Okay, so it attacks at you. That car, 2 patrolmen get out again in front of the vehicle. We're going to deal with those right now. Those 2 are going to fire at the vehicle.
This is the one below the drone.
This is the one below the drone. Yeah. The drone is now kind of higher up, but your vehicle should have an armor rating on there somewhere beside your vehicle.
Armor rating is at the A.
Yeah.
A6, D14. A9, sorry. A9.
A9.
Yeah.
So it has 9 armor.
Yes.
I rolled 3 hits. You're going to roll a piloting
Okay.
plus agility.
Wow. And I get a plus when I'm in controlling vehicles. I get a +1 die to vehicle actions.
Yeah. So that's going to be 3 hits that you're going to have to beat.
Beat. Okay. So this is 17 die
Woo!
that I'm rolling, and I get to re-roll 1.
17.
17?
18.
Oh my.
So this is 12. That's 1.
I think he's fine.
I think he's going to be fine.
2, 3,
Okay,
4.
you're
Yeah,
fine.
He's fine.
Yeah, so you managed to, again, you start, I'm not going to say you start, well, you tell me what you do, actually. In order to evade this, what does that look like?
Wait, let me actually walk that back. So
Sure.
my piloting is 10 die because it's already adding
Yes.
agility to it. So
Yes.
that actually was the total die that I would be rolling.
Okay,
But anyway, so yes, so that same hits count.
okay.
What do I do to
Yeah, what does that look like? I mean, you can't move too much because it's not your turn, but what does that
Right.
look like as you evade?
I'm stationary. I was repositioning myself, waiting for the people to get into the car.
Yeah.
You just see as people are starting to pile on, I yell out, "Get close to me, everyone!" And as I just gun it,
Yeah.
move forward, and then hit the brakes and reverse with
So
that same.
so you're basically just moving, yeah.
And then just
Very good.
and then back.
Very good.
Very cool.
Motion.
The next one's
Sorry.
the next patrolman is actually able to gauge where you stop on that front, and he hit you for 5. So you're gonna have to do that roll again to evade that second shot.
Got it. Okay.
And that's the vehicle, not front.
And yeah, that's the vehicle. Well, the vehicle. I am the vehicle right now.
Well,
Yeah.
All right. So then it's 10 plus 1.
Can I help
get
him
to
since I'm
reroll.
inside?
Sure. With cyber eye, sure you can. Yeah.
That's
So
what I
roll.
love.
I would say he's attacking. You could roll a like a perception or something like that, and then add your hits to that.
Perception is willpower plus logic.
Yes.
Let me just do this quick first.
I will.
So far, I have 4 hits.
Yeah.
You do. You go first.
I got 4 hits, and
You-
go ahead and do that because I might need it. 3 ones.
Uh-oh.
Not
None.
helpful.
Oh, yet.
I get 3 more.
You get 4 more.
yeah.
4
there you
more. Okay.
And
So-
I also have 1 more. Because that wasn't 13. That did not work.
and I'm re-rolling one of my ones because I get 2, and that's
Right.
a 1 just became a 6.
Hey.
And I get to add 4. Whoa! I should have kept that.
That's good.
Wow.
That's good.
So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits.
Okay, you beat it. As he's so sure of himself, and you can kind of like with your sensors see it, and he's like, "Oh, I got you!" And as soon as he does this, and right over the hood.
I just screamed.
No hit. No hit at all. All right. That is those 2. That is that group. The one on the left, you hear a kind of a whirring sound, and as it opens up, and another drone rises from the hood of that other vehicle. As those other 2, the one that had you were hit with the pulsar that is in the direction that you want to head, is going to fire in your direction. One of them is going to fire at you.
Let's go.
That is only 2 hits. So I'm going to need you to make a agility plus logic roll, plus any modifiers. And the second one is only 1 hit. Man, y'all are lucky with these dice.
So I have the +1 modifier. That's 10.
And you've
I
been
gotta
rolling
beat
fire.
4. I got to be what, 2?
Yeah.
And today it was rolling 5. So now I got 1, 2.
That's enough. Meets it,
3.
beats
no,
it.
No, I
Oh.
have 3. Okay, I was just making
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
the ones.
Yeah.
Nothing. I got
And
nothing.
then roll the second one. All you have to beat is 1. on the
Okay.
second one.
That's nice.
So I did not beat it on the first one. Is what I'm saying.
How many hits did you get?
None.
You got no hits.
None on the
All
first.
right, that's a different scenario.
Then only 2 hits.
Okay, so you're gonna take 5 physical
Okay.
right off your armor. So you can just mark it on your armor. So on the left,
Use a pencil.
at the bottom on the left.
Yes.
And then
So
you
okay,
can,
that's.
no, sorry. So those pips, you can just cross out those pips. That's how
Oh,
many
that's
armor-
yeah.
The white ones are how much armor you have.
5.
Yeah, so you're gonna mark off 5. As you get hit in the armor, and again, it hits your dermal plating, but between the plates, and you feel that one.
Yeah, and I think when no one's watching, what's happening is this subdermal plating is a bit older than it should be, and so there's a bit of a concave press once that one hits. God, I should have got that fixed a long time ago.
I love it. The other one is go ahead. The angle. He's gonna try and take a shot at you, but it's not gonna be great because you're
Let him
behind
try.
decent cover. Let him try. Bring it. All right. Oof. 3 hits. Agility plus logic to evade that.
Well, 2.
All right. That is not enough. But it is a glancing shot. They don't get extra damage because of that. So you are going to take another 3 physical.
Well, my armor's almost
To
kaput.
your, yeah,
Ooh.
to your armor.
Yo.
All right. Liv, you're up.
Okay.
Frayne, you're on deck.
So cars coming now, like moving so that we could.
I know it. Just did a little dance.
And now this other drone, I'm like looking at this other drone, and I just saw like, who the hell's up there?
Yes.
And I'm like assessing the situation for a quick second. I'm like, oh shit, I hope this works. And I just start sprinting towards the car.
Yep.
And with my gecko tape gloves, like a sticky hand, clap. I'm just gonna to the side of to the side of the vehicle, and then I take my grapple gun. And shoot it at the other drone to try to slam it back down to the ground. Yeah, mama.
All right. So you sticky up. I'll say that's your movement. That's fine. Okay. So, all right. So give me. Do you have an athletics check or something of that
Heck
effect?
yes.
Skill. Okay. So give me
Yeah,
athletics to try and do all this at the same time.
Can I help
And-
her with her athletics as I see her jumping on? Because I'm on top of there.
Yeah. So I would say you could reach down. Yeah. Do you have an athletics
if,
skill?
If she makes it, nothing. If she doesn't
Yeah.
make it, I'm
Do you have an athletics skill? If not, then you're just gonna.
I do. Yeah.
You do good. So you're gonna roll athletics and give her as many dice as you have hits.
Oh, can I just do like an agility roll, or is there like a specific? I need a specific skill.
You could if you don't like your athletics, then you could just do an agility roll. If you do just an agility roll, it's agility plus agility.
Because I don't have like a specific
Take a look.
thing on the under
You don't.
skill.
You don't. Okay. So
you just agility.
let's do agility plus agility, which for you is
Okay.
14.
Save for-
And so you can just do an agility roll if you want, or if you have some sort of skill that is agility based.
I rolled already.
Okay, that's fine. How many hits did you get?
Just you get the one.
1. Okay, so add another dice to that
The total
from Rio for helping you.
So it's already so firearms is
Another how many?
1.
So 7.
7 hits?
Yeah.
Oh, you were good. You are agile as frack. As you fire, now you're going to fire, you're going to use your firearm skill to attempt to fire at the drone,
Okay.
which is above you.
Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Come on, work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Yes.
Okay. 5 successes. Not enough. The grapple gun goes up and it gets tied into one of its rotor, like around one of its arms, and it sticks. And so now you currently have it steady. You can't pull it yet,
Okay.
but you now are connected to the vehicle.
And the-
You are now connected
drone.
to the drone, and we will see what happens when we come back from our break, which will be very, very quick. All right. I know it's so good. We'll be right back.
Eddie.
We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining the Realmsmith stream of Shadowrun. We are playing an amalgamation of Shadowrun Anarchy and Shadowrun 6th World, which is 6th edition. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit today about Shadowrun Anarchy. Shadowrun Anarchy is a 5th edition rules light book that you can, if you really love the story of Shadowrun and the lore, but the rules are a little crunchy or heavy for you, this is a great way to get started. So Shadowrun Anarchy is available at the Catalyst online store at store.catalystgamelabs.com, and you'll be able to play right along with the rest of the cast here. So head on over, get your copy, and we'll see you next time.
And we're back. All right. Before we move away from Liv, first of all, I'm going to give you a plot point for that. Plot points work as inspiration or other things in other games where people, when they do creative fun things, and then you can spend plot points to do stuff, you have them on your lists as to how that works. And so you can look up the list of things that you can spend plot points on as we go.
Is there a place on the sheet to put that, or is that something I just...
Just remember to put it on a note, a side note. Yeah, we will have tokens coming actually this week while we're filming that we'll give away for that. Official tokens. Yeah. All right. Liv, while you're... just to recap, you are gecko to the side of this Jeep. You are currently grappled to a drone. And in perfect sort of inopportune Anarchy Sixth World style, your comlink begins to ring. As you are currently stuck, you hear like a brr, brr sound, and you kind of what is your comlink like? What is the actual device? What would your comlink be?
I would say it would probably look like a really badass looking earring.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Good. So when that happens,
Like
it's
a
kind of
situation.
It projects like an AR thing, and over in the front you see Frenchie, the word Frenchie, and the picture of his face, which we'll put on here. And basically, Frenchie is your gearhead. He's the one that anytime you need gear or weapons or anything, he's a little eccentric and he's French Canadian.
Oh, we love him.
But he
Not just French.
all of a sudden rings. What do you do? As it starts to while you're in the middle of this predicament.
I just like heavy sigh and heavy eye roll, and I answer. I'm like, I'm kind of in the middle of something.
Hey, listen. How are you doing there? Then, listen. I heard that you're a little bit in the pickle jar.
Yeah, I'm in the pickle jar currently in pickle jar.
Yeah, so like I thought maybe I'd call heard that, and then what I the gear that you might need. It's the best time for now to kind of maybe make a deal.
Oh, are you?
As like bullets are kind of whizzing over your head.
Are you trying to murk me as I'm actively getting shot at right now?
Well, there's no better time than
There's so many better times. Like literally any time but now is a great time.
Well, listen, if you need, a little bit of extra stuff, I'm on the roof next door.
So hold on. You've been eyeballing this the entire time.
I have eyes on the roof next door. I'm not actually there, but with a little bit of coaxing, maybe I can help out.
You wanna maybe get us out of here?
Sorry, I got another call.
What? No.
No, they just seem like they've got more motivation for help. So, I'll talk to you later, okay? Yeah. Bye-bye.
Speaking of going dead, as you're stuck on the side, Frayne, it is now your turn.
What the hell was that, Liv? What? And then I immediately put my attention towards Trigger. You see those things up in the air?
Yeah.
You think what I'm thinking?
Yeah, I am thinking what. I'm assuming I'm thinking what you're thinking.
I know what you do, and I know you're thinking what I'm thinking.
I had an accent, first of all, but now I'm thinking the same thing. So here's my question to you.
Yes.
Is it a proximity thing to how I want to hack that drone?
Sure.
That grappled drone.
Sure.
What do I need to do? Do I need to be closer? What helps me do that most effectively?
So you can hack it. Hacking is a hacking skill plus logic plus any modifiers that you have or shadow amps that help you with your hacking. And I think you have a couple I can check.
I've got a lot
and help
now.
you with that. Yeah. And then the range right now is near, so it would be a -2 to the skill test because there's some noise in between. So you would take out 2 dice from whatever you have to roll in order to hack that drone. Which drone do you want to do? The one that she's grappled to currently, or the one that's shooting at you?
Grappled. Well, the one that's shooting at us is almost dead, right?
It's taking some severe damage.
But it's still actively shooting.
It's still actively flying in your direction. Yes,
And it's definitely
it's still alive.
Trigger, pick a number 1 or 2. No, I'm Trigger. What's your name, Frame?
2.
All right, great. I'm gonna go for the grappled one.
Okay.
And my hacking skill, but I feel like I get a plus with like 900 different things here. So doesn't it? I'm assuming it doesn't count as a ranged attack. Yeah, right. But may access the matrix plus 1 die to blah de blah. I'm sure reading
So
is
yeah,
very
so you
exciting for all
reroll
of
1 die on matrix actions for your cyber deck.
Okay. Oh no, grab that for me because I'm apparently incapable of doing things. Right.
And then you can decide what you want to do on none. So if you want to control it, you can use exploit. If you want to, like, there's a number of different things that you can do there
Right.
with those abilities.
I mean, I want it to shoot something because it's grappled. So
So if you're using one of the programs, decide which program. So you're not tracking it. So you can either exploit it by taking over it, or you can try and send biofeedback to it to damage it, and then you would affect your roll with whatever those two allow you to do.
deal subcombat damage to your opponent's physical matrix condition monitors. Right. Has it already? It's already shot though this round.
Yes.
Has the other
They've
one?
both gone. Yes,
They've
they've
both
both gone
gone.
this round. So take out the drone that's injured, or try and exploit the one that she's connected to,
I'm going to
or do something.
exploit the one. Ooh, sorry. What else can drones do besides shoot and fly?
From what you know, they have usually they're like
They're like
spy drones,
linked and
or they're
stuff?
combat drones, or sometimes they're melee drones. Will they come in like cut you?
Okay, so
Sometimes
that
it's
doesn't
explosive.
necessarily.
Variety of different ones. But these you can see right now that these models
Can
are
I
are
use
combat drones.
exploit to self-destruct it?
You can absolutely try.
I'm going to say yes that's I can. Okay, so that means that I get +1 die with my data jack and hardware, which means that I've got 12 dice plus I can reroll 2.
Now, the +1 on the data jack and headwear is if you go full VR to hack it. So you have to decide if you do AR. So AR is just like things go over and you can kind of hack using augmented reality. If you want to go full VR, you can dive in. You get a +1, but then it makes you more susceptible to biofeedback.
But I'm
and stuff.
inside the car.
You're inside the car.
I just want them to stop shooting at Rio. Because he's the only one I know they're shooting at out there, because I don't know about big orc.
Dude,
things.
I'm right behind you.
All right. So I'm gonna go full in.
Okay.
And how I'm gonna do that is because I'm so small, I'm literally gonna like slide under the steering wheel
Yeah.
in that little spot
Yeah.
where my dog likes to hang out when
Yeah.
I'm driving, even though it's a bad place for him to hang out. And
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm having this conversation with you right now.
It's a safe space.
Um,
Okay.
That's what's in
I'm like, Charlie, stop.
the tension. I love it.
Oof. Then I get one more.
Nice.
And then I also get to re-roll 2 of the failures. All right. So we've got 4.
You got 4. I rolled 4 successes. So
Meets it, beats it.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So
Right.
you dip into VR, and all of a sudden your world goes kind of dark, and everything kind of like speeds past your vision. When you go into VR, what does that world look like? Where does that starting room, that within your host, in your full VR experience look like?
Okay.
And it can be any environment you want
Have you
that it just
ever
stays.
seen the movie Tron?
Yes.
Yes.
The original with
Sure.
like ye olde time.
Yes.
It looks like Tron.
Okay.
When Tron is in the game.
Okay.
So it looks like this big, massive, like I can make anything happen space.
Good.
But I definitely see
Yeah. So,
the
yeah. So
thing
you
that
see icons. So when you're in full VR,
Yeah.
you see icons of everyone that is around you,
Mhm.
and they're represented by avatars, as it were. And then items within the real world are also that. And so you kind of start geographically where you are, but then you can travel in VR to other places.
And also in my matrix, as I'm walking, I fill in what I want the environment
Yes.
around me to look like.
Sure.
If I want it to look like one game, it'll look like another game.
Totally.
But right now it's Tron because I
Yeah.
want to focus.
Okay, so what does your avatar look like when you're in full VR?
She's tall. She's so freaking tall.
I love it.
She's tall and luscious, and it's very clear that even though Trigger's a good-looking gal, she does have a bit of an inferiority complex that she wants to make up for in the Matrix. So she's like a super tall, badass, ripped, like she's everything she feels like she's not.
Right. I love that.
In her own
Great.
body.
Okay.
So yeah, she's ripped. She's got sunglasses on. She looks like Linda Hamilton in Terminator 2.
Love
And I just want to look up at that,
Sure.
and I want to say, "Hey, suck it!" And I want to make it explode.
Okay. All right. So what you do is you manage to, first off, you're in the Jeep, and in the Jeep you can see kind of the a wireframe of the Jeep around you, and there's a price tag kind of like flashing above it, so that when people are in the Matrix, they know how much they can buy this for, and it even says like scan this code in order to get a deal on this Jeep right now, and you can see that everything is commercialized around you in the Matrix.
Since I'm in the Matrix, can I see Rio through the roof?
Yeah. So, can you see real? Yes. So, you kind of can come out of it now, and you can kind of navigate outside and open your view up to kind of like more of a bird's eye view.
Right. I just want to make sure he's out.
Yes. Rio is currently on the roof. You do see that there's like some smoke coming off the front of his.
I don't like
his
that.
armor.
Yeah.
What does your icon look like in the Matrix, in
So I
VR?
think it looks like Rio, but it's a child. It's a 5 or 6 year old boy.
Oh my God, that's
Same features, blue eyes, the hair that's gray, crop tights, long, shaggy, sort of unkept, black, wavy black, and his smile, something you don't see too often.
It's incredibly disturbing to me because I'm already worried about him. Do I now see the orb? I see every.
Yes. So you get a bird's eye view at this point, and you can kind of like manipulate and turn it around just like you can in kind of
Right.
like.
Yeah. You see my if you were to look at her right now,
Yeah.
you would see like her gears in her eye would.
Yeah. And so what does your icon look like?
Have you
virtual
ever
icon?
seen the video game Hello Kitty's Island Adventure? He just looks like a giant, the happiest troll you've ever seen. There's a big old smile on his face, and his cowboy hat is pink with a shining star blinking on it.
Yes. That's so. Yes, you see now this large.
Sanrio troll.
Is there any like information that pops up around him that says friend, like that would tell me that he is friend or?
You can tell by just the action that has happened in the last little while.
I
Oh no,
couldn't
but you
see 'cause I was
recognize him.
inside.
Sorry, you recognize him.
It's you.
So all of a sudden you step out.
Okay.
Yeah, and you recognize the icon being that of
Right,
Outlaw,
right.
who you have done a job with
Right.
years ago, maybe a decade ago.
Right, but I know he's not.
Yes.
Well,
I'm marked
I'm
as friendly.
assuming he's not yet. I'm assuming he's not with these last subs.
Yeah.
Great. So I just basically want to
Yeah.
implode that thing, but nowhere near any of my friendlies.
Sure. So as you kind of dig into it, you kind of hear the computing taking place as you begin to hack it. The rest of you outside of the Matrix hear kind of a beep sound, and it says self-destruct sequence initiated with a countdown that starts.
Is that you, Frank?
Very good. Okay.
What is the count? The first count we hear?
10.
Got it.
Swear to God, if that's Frenchie.
And this is coming from the drone that is grappled to us.
Yeah. No, that's coming from
Oh.
Yeah, that was the one that was grappled.
that she's holding, or is the
Is it
one that's being shot at? Sorry, it was the one that was.
How far?
Both of them are equal distance.
They're both right on.
Well,
They're both near.
Whichever one's not going to blow up on my friendlies. That's the one.
That's the one that's already hurt.
Okay.
Because
okay.
it's not grappled.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna,
exactly. Yeah. Well, you never know.
Threat con that.
Trying to drive away. It's like bouncing behind us now.
Yeah.
Trigger, that is your turn. You are still in the Matrix. Blade.
And
go
I
ahead.
kind of was
Yes, it had
tag teaming because
Yeah, we.
Oh yeah, right.
We've
Yeah.
got-
so here's what I would love. While that kind of connection happened, I'd like to surf on the wave of my hacker companion. I want to move my consciousness momentarily out of the vehicle and into the other drone.
Okay. Let's do that on your turn. And so
that
when your
was
turn
his
is,
turn because he never took his turn because I did.
oh, you waited
went
on
out
your
of
turn.
order. Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
got it.
We're working in tandem.
Got it. Okay, right. Okay, so go ahead. Yes. So
So I
you
just
want to
wanna know if
actually
that's even
pilot?
possible.
Yes. So you can actually put your consciousness into another vehicle and attempt to control it. You have shadow amps that allow you to do that, and it's the same as taking control of the vehicle that you have. In fact, and so control rig would be the test.
Excellent.
So you would do a piloting check. We're going to say piloting check, and I'm going to check that later. But you're going to do a piloting check to attempt to control it, because you wouldn't be hacking it, and then you're going to add a +1 if you're in full VR
Yes.
for your control rig.
So the way that I envision this is as soon as I check in with Trigger and I see her consciousness start to slip.
Yeah.
To me, I've never had anybody go full VR while inside of me,
Oh,
essentially.
interesting.
And that is exhilarating.
Mm.
I dive alongside with her, and so in the Matrix, you see. Oh yeah, I've said it exactly like that on purpose.
I tried. So hard.
And so I basically dive through the Matrix. You see the sort of like figure maybe pop up right next to you, and it just looks like let's just go full where I'm heading. I'm completely naked when I'm in the Matrix, and I'm just like floating. My hair is longer, and it's floating around as if it's in water, suspended. And you see me just kind of pop right next to you for a moment and then zip past you as my consciousness attempts to go into this other door.
Okay.
Yes.
3, 4, 5 so far. And I get to reroll 1, which roll the same thing. So 5 successes.
That is only 3 successes for me.
Pew, pew, pew.
You have now been able to kind of hack your way, pilot your way using your control rig into this. So you now have control of this other drone.
I'm going to now. When do I get to take actions as this?
Yeah. So I would say as soon as you transfer your consciousness into this other drone, you now see the real world as the drone does through its eyes. You are now that drone.
Wild.
Going to as this drone. Now heading towards us is a vehicle still and some foot soldiers.
They have the other 2 have gotten out of their vehicle. So all 6 are out of their vehicle, pointed with their guns at you. There is the one drone that is injured, and there is the one drone that is grappled. And so you are going into the drone that is grappled.
I'm going into the drone that is grappled.
Yeah.
Amazing. I'm going to turn its gun around.
Yeah.
And fire on all of the foot soldiers.
Okay, that will be
Bam,
next
bam,
turn
bam.
because you've now done all of the hacking and the ability to jump in. Next turn, you can control its weapons to be able to do that.
That's motherfucking teamwork.
And who's in the car?
Just me.
Everybody.
Are you in?
You're in the car.
I'm on the outside.
She's on the car.
I'm on top.
He's on the car.
You're on
I'm
top.
taking outside of the car.
You're going to be outside the
Yeah,
car.
I'm holding from the doorway.
Okay.
So you just hear, like, as I'm dipping in, you hear from the car, "Hey, anyone want to go manual?" And then the car, as I jump my consciousness from the vehicle into this drone, the seat kind of swivels around and, in a really welcoming position, kind of reclines and is basically inviting someone to sit in the driver's seat of me.
Of you. Okay, to pilot the vehicle. All right, I like it.
What?
Okay,
What
Blaze,
skill
you're
is
up.
that? Yeah, what's a driving skill?
You're up.
Piloting.
Pilot. If you don't have pilot, then it would just be an untrained skill.
Okay.
So if it's a pilot, it's an untrained skill.
Don't worry about being good at it. I got you.
So from peeking outside the vehicle,
Yeah.
I'm not sure where the side door is oriented. So what does the side door see out?
You
front?
are on the door that is facing 6 patrolmen. She is on the side that does not. And so
Gotcha.
you are currently in the line of fire of everyone if you're not in the vehicle.
Get inside the room.
So I'm gonna reach into my jacket real quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull out a lighter.
Yeah.
And you're gonna see me bring it up to my face and I go. And as I do that, you're gonna see this big old ball of fire start building right in front of the vehicle as I'm planning to shoot fireball at the 6 patrolmen. Are they kind of
No.
clustered together? They're kind of
It's
spread out?
2 and 2, so you're gonna have to choose one of the 2. 2 to the left, 2 to the front, and 2 to the right.
Who's been the most unharassed so far?
The two in the front that just got out.
Then I'm going straight ahead, straight out of the vehicle. That works for me.
Okay.
So that's going to be my sorcery. So
Yeah.
that's going to be 11 dice. So as the ball gets bigger and bigger, we're going to pull.
Nice.
I gotta switch dice, y'all.
There you go.
No, no.
And because
The fates have spoken.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's roll these two because I'm a magic specialist in fire.
This is a collaborative storytelling.
Oh,
Wow. Been an excellent collab.
Yeah.
So thank you.
So literally 1, 2, 3. So literally, as I blow all this, it doesn't just go small and slowly grow. It blazes out into an inferno immediately
All right.
for a hit of 7.
Seven
Yeah.
physical damage.
No,
Well, 7
you still get the defense.
7 hits. Okay, so yeah, I won.
So,
So I
you-
only rolled 1. So now you do whatever damage the fireball does.
oh, your defense. AL. The damage is 6p.
6p.
Nice.
Wow. And that is to the 2 that just came out.
All targets, nearby, I'd have to make that roll.
That's fucking awesome.
Okay. As you watch, you engulf their vehicle that they are currently taking cover behind the doors of, just engulf into flame. You hear screams. Those of you that can see right now see one kind of fall to its knees and fall motionless on its side as it's engulfed in this inferno. The other one is screaming and reacting as it's burning.
You just hear a ha from the other side of the car.
That is your that is your turn, Rio. You're up.
All right. So, how much time has passed in between my last turn?
Oh, like a minute.
Okay.
Or 2 minutes.
And we're still. Have we passed the car that was?
No. So you are currently parked in front of the building.
Okay.
There's a car right in front of you that is like this, that has its people shooting at you, and then there's still the 2 vehicles that are about 30, 50 feet away on either side.
And the car is parked. Stopped, right?
Your car is currently stopped.
Okay.
It went forward and it went back.
But the door is open because he's inviting someone to take a test drive.
I don't drive. I'm going to. I'm going to leap from my car onto that hood of that car,
Okay.
and come down with all the pressure.
Since when did I become your car?
Oh no, not your car.
No, oh, you're on me, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. You just called me your car.
All right, we'll
My apologies.
clear this up later.
this. What's mine is yours.
We'll there.
My apologies, sir. I just
So you're gonna try and smash the other vehicle.
smash into. Well, there are people outside of the vehicle.
Yeah. So there's one just outside, but it's currently engulfed in flames. So you are jumping into fire.
So the one who was yelling, I'm
Yeah.
not going to jump onto the car.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump directly onto
Okay.
the man who was yelling.
Okay. All right. Give me a close combat attack.
So crazy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Just making sure there's nothing else here. Improved reflexes. Does that? It's +1 to attack. Gains +1 to attack.
Yep.
So
right.
I had a die.
Had a die.
Oh man, I've been doing that wrong. All right.
Still rolling hot.
Apparently so.
That's 5.
That's 5. All right. That beat my 2. And so as you come down onto that other character through the flames, I am going to say, because you jumped into the current craziness, you're going to take 1 point of physical damage against your armor. But you managed to hit him with stun damage, and you said that. How much stun damage is that?
Armor,
Yeah.
Because of my mystic armor, I ignore a point of damage.
There you go. So you're fine.
Oh.
So as you do that, I would even say that it almost cuts through the flame, and the flame kind of like engulfs around you
Cool.
as you jump into it and you make contact. How many stun damage is your unarmed attack? So unarmed is at the top of your weapon.
3.
3 damage. 3 S.
Yes. 3p.
3p. So 3 physical. Got it. Oof. He is not looking good. All right.
So I'm going to burn it. Oh no, I don't have a plot point. I have no plot points thus far.
Everybody starts with 2.
I'm going to burn a plot point.
Okay.
And I can do that to take one free action. No, no.
Starts with 2 plot points.
So my turn would have just completed, right?
That would be your turn, yeah.
I'm going to burn one of my plot points
All
to
right.
take another action immediately.
Okay.
So I come down and I Superman punch the hell out of this man.
Yeah.
Boom. I see that he's not looking long for this world.
Yep.
And standing in front of him, I chew on that cigar and I say, it's you and me now, son. And I'll do a motion just like this and I'll kick my arm out. And as I do that, it starts sort of at the elbow, you see sort of black ichor begin to crawl through my veins, all the way through my palms and shoot out to what becomes an astral energy machete, sort of like a lightsaber. And you'll hear the and I'll stab right through the chest.
All right. Close combat.
Yeah, so that's another thing.
Trigger wants to be Rio.
I think Dems.
I'm having so much fun learning everybody's like abilities that they doing this.
That is only 3 hits.
Okay. So 3 hits, you realize that you've just punctured his armor and you are through to his. So it like there's resistance and then it keeps going. And just kind of like the tip of it goes into his chest as he's still smoldering. He's like, ah!
And
Very hurt.
that's my turn.
Okay.
Stanley.
All right. All right. As you do that, he looks at you and his eyes meet and you watch his eyes go as they go aflame. And he brings his hands out like this and he actually like absorbs the fire that has engulfed him and then puts it right in your face as you just realize he's a mage.
Oh, hell yeah.
Did he reverse Uno him or did he do a different thing?
That's
That is going to be. This is the first time on the magic. I'm so excited. All right.
You've got to collect 4 now.
That's right. So that is down 4, 6, 8.
I don't like how many dice you just.
I don't either.
I have a lot of dice.
Mages are scary. I rolled a lot of dice and I got 2 hits.
So I got it. What's my competing roll there?
So you're going to do agility plus logic to evade it. And then -1 damage. Or -1 damage, right? Yeah. Because of your armor.
So I'm rolling 11 die. No, I'm rolling 9 die. Excuse me.
Mm.
3 hits. That's a success. Yeah.
Okay. So as he throws this firebolt in your face, what does it look like as it kind of hits you and doesn't affect you?
Well, I see his eyes go. I see that color come into his eyes and the flames, and I see the flames being absorbed to him, and my eyes go wide, and I have enough time to say, frack. And then the flames blow out, and I'm standing there, and I sort of look down and look up at him and smile and chew on the cigar. Better luck next time, son.
I love it. I would say even that twisted thing now is lit on the head of it like a rat.
It's an electric thing, but now there's actually a flame in it.
I love it. Love it.
That's so much.
All right, good stuff. Okay, that is not all of them, obviously. One of them is down. The 2 that are on the left are going to take.
Now, hold on. No, they won't, because I'm going to burn that second plot point.
Okay.
Because we're in the middle of the story. I'm going to take my machete out and go again.
Okay.
My apologies, but job ain't done.
Oh no, yeah. Please help us win.
For the love of God, give it to me. Here we go. That's only 3.
2. So as you, it's already in. You can just press it further.
No, I'm gonna
you're
pull
gonna pull
it
it
back
out, and you're gonna go again. I like it. Right in the same
Full
hole.
motion.
I like it.
And
All
that's 5 S.
Okay, 5 stun.
And that's my time.
And that was stun.
It was P.
it was physical before. Now that's
Yeah,
done.
3P, 5 X.
Okay. All right.
Just a quick question. Sorry, it's a mechanics question. When I went before him that burns a plot point, not an edge point. You said edge before, but it's a plot point that I burned,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. But you also have edge that you can spend in ways too.
In other words.
Yeah. A plot's more like inspiration. Edge is just an extra edge. You give yourself edge in special occasions,
Right.
and you get as many as are on your sheet
Right.
under the edge
Right.
amount. Okay. All right. The two that are to the right are going to shoot. You are currently, where were you? Did you get in the vehicle? You're still outside, right?
I'm hanging off the vehicle edge, so I'm looking straight ahead at what I just bursted into
Yeah,
flames.
that's what I thought. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, I didn't mean to look in your eyes while I did that. That is
So one of those guys are looking for revenge on his buddy.
Yeah, that's 4 sixes. Not 4 sixes. Well, 4 hits. One of them was 5. But so you're gonna have to roll logic plus agility and beat that, and that's only 1.
So I roll 7 dice to dodge.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta roll 4. Let's beat 4.
How many different attacks are there? Just the one?
Yeah.
1, 2. I have 3 hits.
Okay, so that first one hits you. First one hits you for 5p.
-1 because my Infernal Cloak blocks 1 damage per attack.
And -2 to that because they're at near, not close. And so what did I say, 5?
Yes.
You take how many off?
1.
So you take 2p on the first one, and then you have to beat 1 hit
To
on the
armor
second.
first, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 2 damage on the first one.
Yeah. I missed your turn.
You did.
I sure did. I am so sorry,
It's
Jason.
okay. I was thinking that, but
There's
I
so
wasn't
much
sure.
love. Yeah, you were gonna go right after Blaze.
Okay.
Second
It's all
hit?
happening at the same time.
Sorry,
Yeah.
right after these. What's that?
Second hit?
Second hit. Roll a second hit.
Oh, I gotta do it again. Right. Cool.
Actually, while he's doing that, go ahead and take your turn.
Sure. Well, what I was thinking was the 2 that he fireballed, are they completely out?
No, so the one's out and the other one's on its way.
Right. All right. So then there's
Okay.
then there's the last 2 that are
So there's 2 up front and there's
Yeah.
2 to the side that are still there. So there's still 4 patrolmen,
right. Yeah.
other than the ones that are.
I'll go for whichever ones I have the best shot at.
Yeah, I'd say the ones that are straight down
Right.
in the head. And you managed to dodge that other shot that came your way.
Let's see. I get 3 hits.
Okay. You hit him. How much is that?
9p.
Ooh,
9.
good.
Yee.
I want to be the orc.
And all the rest of
Throw.
I wanted a sniper rifle.
Yeah, I want his jacket.
I want his hat.
We're gonna rob him.
You watch a spray occur as it
want his
pierced
respect.
his armor, and now you have hit his body, and he staggers on the car and holds onto the car. Very, very good. Anything else you want to do at this point? Are you staying up there?
We'll stay up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Loading for the next shot. All right. That was your turn. Sorry, we jumped you in. That was them. The other star. That drone, which is now piloted by you, does not have a turn. The other drone,
That's hacked.
8, 7. Is that 7? The ones to the left are now going to shoot into the fray. Talon and you, because they're at the side, I'm going to say no because they're close to the building. So the only target they have is you 2.
Let's go.
Because you're up on the building. It's a weird thing. Okay.
Now, which are you in the grappled one? Okay.
That's only 2 hits against you. So if you can roll 2 hits, and I'm going to roll against you as well, Rio. Logic plus agility. And only 2 hits there too.
Am I underneath partial cover or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay.
Not from these guys.
2 hits?
Yeah. That's 3.
Okay, you're good.
2 hits for the first shot?
Yeah. So you defended. So you only got 2?
Only 2.
Yeah, okay, so it hits. So that is going to be 3p.
3p minus 1
Yeah.
is 2. Then second shot.
No, that was it.
Oh, there was
yeah,
only
that
one
was
shot?
Yeah,
Okay.
each of them shot at each,
Oh, okay,
at each one of you. Okay. Liv, you're up. Frayne, you're on deck.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So, the grapple gun, because it's a gun, I'm assuming has like a retraction feature.
Yes.
I'm going to retract the gun, ungrapple my buddy out of this gun, and be like, fucking get him. I fucking love you. And, like, release him out into the air, and then I'm going to jump in the driver's seat.
Okay, so you just so you're reeling it in. You reel him all the way in.
Reel it in, yeah.
and you-
Unhook
Yeah.
him, and I just like, you know, when you just grab somebody's face and you're just like, go fucking get him.
Go get him. And then
And,
you release him.
The drone's like a lens. The eyes go wide. So
Yeah.
blink, blink.
yep.
I love that. Okay,
And then I
you get
jump,
into the
and then I
vehicle.
jump in the driver's seat through the window.
Okay, good stuff. I'm gonna say
yeah.
that's your action.
Yeah.
You can move the vehicle now if you want, though.
On my neck, yeah. I was
No,
just,
I would say that you know what, your movement is to jump into the vehicle.
yeah,
okay.
that's what,
Yep,
because my
that's-
action was the thing.
Sure,
Okay.
sure. Frame, you're up.
All right.
Trigger,
so
you're on deck.
completely pumped up. The drone just does a complete 180. And what? So this drone has a gun?
Yes, it has a machine gun.
This is for you, Liv. And I'm just gonna like fly soar through the air, and I'm just gonna rip the two, any of the two that haven't been hit
Yep.
yet. Oh,
Yep.
we should focus fire. The two that have any cluster of two that have taken any damage.
Yeah.
I'm gonna focus on them.
Currently, most of them have taken damage. One of each of the two groups has taken damage.
Let's go with group one.
And if you go full auto, you can attack multiple things.
I'm gonna try to get two.
It's going to be -6, but
minus
plus 5
success.
damage.
Great.
So yeah, so the guys that have been hurt, well, the ones that have been really hurt are the ones in front. The ones to the left have been really hurt, and the ones to the left have been really hurt. The ones to the right hardly are not.
And
So
the ones
that
to the
order.
left are the ones that are in our
In your direction.
original trajectory.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to clear the way.
Okay.
So it's -5 dice, right?
Yep.
So that takes me to 6, but then I will get to reroll 1.
And then and when you're tracking ammo, you'll see that those of you that have ammo in your sheets, down here I've added circles with numbers. That is what each clip has. So just track your clip on a piece of paper, and as you do burst or whatever, take that amount out, and then you're going to have to reload, which obviously takes an action to do so.
Okay. Question.
Yes.
So here's what I hope to do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move towards them, shoot them.
Yeah.
And then I'm intending to crash the drone as the final thing. So I want it to drop as fast
You
as
just
possible.
want to ram it. So you want to shoot and ram it.
Shoot and ram it, and in the last moment, I'm jumping out of it because that's gonna.
Okay, I was gonna say. No,
Okay.
no.
All right.
Is that all possible?
I'm here to make your dreams come true, Luis. So I'm going to say
Nice
yes, but
GM
we're going to need you to roll to see if you can get out in time and bail and still hit it.
I kept the window open.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, damn. Could I negotiate a harder firing roll so that, like, I'm concentrating less on the weapon attack from the
Sure.
drone? So I'll gladly take.
So you don't have to go
away
full
dice.
auto. You can do a burst fire.
Okay.
That's -4, or you can go semi-auto. It's 2 shots, and
There's
that's
only
only
one
-2,
target, right?
but you have +1 damage.
I will do that. So -2 dice.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to do is make sure that I'm.
So you're
concentrating on
attacking
the-
one guy. You're
Yeah.
attacking one guy, and then you're ramming it into the vehicle, or you're ramming the
Into the
drone
other guy.
into the other guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
into the other guy, so it explodes like. on
Got it.
speed.
Got it.
Okay, so how many die am I removing from my pool? Semi-auto, so -2.
Yeah.
So that is that's 12, 9. That's 10, 9. Okay.
Oh my goodness!
I
Sorry.
over here.
That was
Had it overcam.
incredible.
3, 4, 5, 6 successes, and I get to reroll.
Wow. He's also able to order us Uber Eats.
Yes.
I'm not even gonna roll that. That's fantastic. And so I'm gonna say that you take out that guy. So the guy that you were shooting at, you take out. So there's only one left of that vehicle, and now you are careening towards the other guy.
Yep, just.
I'm gonna have you give me a piloting check using your control rig to eject just before it hits.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And control vehicle, I get +1 die to vehicle actions, and I can reroll 1. So I get 11, kind of 12.
Kind
That's
Wow. Again.
1, 2, 3,
Killing it.
4, 5, 6, 7
Really
successes.
doesn't want to.
Plus one.
7 successes.
Okay.
This is rolling tray.
That's true.
It's the pep talk I got. Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
right.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You did good.
There's no way I'm get
Like an auntie pinching you.
Yeah, no. You manage to dip out, you eject, it hits that other guy. That's improvised damage. But I'm gonna say that would be stun damage to the other guy. So you knock him and he's dazed, I'm gonna say, and he drops to a knee, which stuns him fairly significantly. So you've taken out one guy, and the other guy you've
It's hurt.
injured very
And my
severely.
consciousness is back into
Yeah, so you pop up back into your consciousness in your meat sack.
in the vehicle.
You went back. I would say you have to do another control rig to get back into the vehicle.
Okay, great.
Like
So
you have to
I'm
like it's an
myself.
action to get in and then get out. But you
Perfect.
we did the transfer before, but yeah.
I hate
Okay.
being in my body.
Okay. Aw. Wow. All right.
My turn.
You said you were in the trunk, right?
Yeah,
The trunk?
he's hiding in the trunk. I mean, not
Yeah,
hiding.
so you kind of come up, and then you do like yes. Okay. Because that was really really well done. Trigger, you're up.
Okay.
Laser on deck.
So, tell me
It's
about
like
this.
warming.
So, in the Matrix,
Yeah.
do I see all of our foes as well?
Yes, you do, and they would be
Right.
different icons as well. And
So-
these are like, I would say that they're like sheriff stars.
I feel like I was gonna say they're standardized.
Yeah.
They must be standardized. They're boring, and I
Yeah.
don't like it.
Yep.
My biofeedback program deal cyber combat damage to your opponent's physical or matrix condition monitors. What does that mean? Their condition? Does that mean I can deal them damage in the matrix that will affect them in real life?
That would not. Read that again. Actually, I have your sheet.
Deal cyber combat damage to your opponent's physical or matrix condition monitor.
So only if they're in the matrix. So if their consciousness is in the matrix, you can do it, or matrix constructs,
Okay.
or if they have cyberware or cyber stuff, then you
right.
can attack them.
Wanna
You
see-
do through your hacking ability see that they do have implants, and so you could potentially do biofeedback to them by shorting their implants and their cyberware. So you could
I don't.
do that.
Can I tell what their cyberware does?
Um,
Can I scramble their brains?
yeah, give me a perception check.
Fuck yeah, that's my best thing. Give me 13.
And I'm
dice.
gonna say instead of the typical cybernetic perception, give me a logic plus your hacking skill, because you're kind of looking behind the curtain.
Logic plus my hacking skill.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well let's just start with logic.
You got more over here. If you...
I think we'll be good. So logic is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ha! That's 6.
Oh my God.
Wow.
All of
6?
those hit. All those
Wow.
hit.
Wow.
And then logic plus hacking. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11.
Jeez.
My dice. Oh, that was a 5 until it fell off that.
Boo.
I don't think you'll need
I
it.
think you're all right.
No, but we just want to know.
I love
Yeah, we
it. That's the fun of the roll.
Oh, poop. Those are all poop. And that's poop.
And poop.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So,
So how many is that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So with an 8, no problem. You find out that each of them have cyber eyes.
Okay.
Each of them have reaction enhancers, which allow them to move faster. And each of them have within their cyber eyes is their integrated comm link. So that is where there is. But those
All
are
right.
the cybernetic.
I
Nice
would like to. Can I? Cyber eyes. Say again. Cyber eyes.
Cyber eyes and reaction enhancers.
Who's left? The two of you, right?
I think that's yeah.
Can I hack more than one of them, or just one?
You can hack one. Which one do you want to do?
Whichever one is.
There's one that's staggered right now that you.
That I exploded the drone in front
So
of.
if you go after him, you may be able to take him out and then clear your.
Yeah, I want to. Let me just like blow up his cyber eye.
Yeah. Okay. So
Oh,
give me the
gosh.
hacking.
By blow it up, I mean like blind hit. I don't, because she's not
Yeah.
good with the
So
killing.
you want to stun? You want?
I want to stun him.
Okay.
I want to like
Sure,
blow.
I
like,
love that.
Sorry, like
Good.
like,
It'll
go-
be easier for me to kill him.
Yes, exactly. Let that be on your hands.
I love that.
So hacking,
Hacking plus logic, and any
hacking
modifiers.
plus logic.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, plus any modifiers. That's what
Okay.
it says. Matrix test.
All right.
You're in the Matrix right now.
3.
This is your jam.
Oh, I see. That still seems
Is the
hacking,
logic
but
already
it's this.
in the bracket?
The bracket is included.
Okay.
So it's the
Okay.
total bracket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah, so it would be 11.
Nice.
And I think I get to re-roll 1 because it is a non-cyber. Roll 2 because it's non-cyber combat hacking.
Beautiful.
5.
Yeah, that's enough.
All right.
You in the Matrix see it like short and outside. You watch as you. No, you don't. You're not. You're back in your car.
Yep. I'm
Anybody who's outside, which is you
Can I
watch
see
him like
through the window?
you hear a yelp and a cyber eye goes bzzz, and there's like sparks that fly out of his head as he kind of falls and then is motionless by the car.
Real
Those
quick-
2 are now taken out. There are still 2 over there, and the one that you're currently.
And just for rules clarification on that crazy roll where we were all just like enjoying watching
Sure.
how many I could
Yeah,
roll.
I love it.
That should have just been the initial 11 roll.
Yeah.
But that was still
Yeah.
6.
all your
So we
successes
rolled-
were your
My
Yeah.
first roll.
Yeah.
So I just want so people know when
Yeah,
they're playing the
that's
game.
fantastic.
It's already there.
Absolutely. All right. So your road, your path is clear. Blaze, you're up. And then Rio's on deck. No, Blaze
No.
up and then Rio.
Cool.
I brought you in at the end and then it messed up my
Okay.
thing. And yeah.
So I'm going right now then.
You're up.
Cool. So there's only, from what I can see, there's only the 2 guys on our right now.
Yeah. 2 guys to your right and 1 guy that he's fighting right now in front of you.
Yeah, he's fighting right now.
Yeah.
The machete guy who's almost dead?
I'm stuck to him, yeah.
So I'm tired of getting shot at.
Yeah.
Even though every couple of bullets is getting melted across the
Yeah,
infernal
sure.
cloak. Still not great to get hit.
Yeah.
So I reach down to the ground. You see me go, and a physical barrier shoots up on the right side of the vehicle. That's 2 meters by 2 meters, and it's 2 centimeters thick.
Yeah.
The block the entire line of fire.
Molten lava, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's molten.
Yeah. And then it like
It
solidifies.
crackles and hardens, and you
Very
see the kind of glowing pieces of
Love it.
the pieces
Love
going
it.
through.
Love
Of
it.
course.
Awesome. Okay, that is your turn. And you get in the vehicle, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and I get fully into the vehicle
Okay,
because now I
fully
can't see
into the
anybody.
Okay, you are up.
Right. So by him doing that though, does that block my shot on the last?
No, because you have a high vantage. It's only
Well-
like a couple meters.
It's like 6 feet or something.
At this point, though, you do hear sirens starting to close in.
For goodness sake.
Distant sirens.
That's
But
your cue, LA.
you have a little while, but you can tell that there's.
Some sirens now. Come on. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, I only got 2.
All right. 9p, my friend.
Yeah. Which one are you were taking out one of the guys on the left.
Yeah.
He goes out. There's 1 guy left there, the 1 guy with you guys. At this point, you are all winning. For the sake of brevity, you can try and basically finish them off, or you can all gather and go. What do you want to do with the last one that you're attacking right now?
Well, I see in his eyes, I see that he's hurting.
Yeah.
So it is apparated. It's
Yeah.
it's sort of like a lightsaber. So I'm holding on to it, and I lean in close and I say, "Calmate, nene." And it would look like I'm going to pull it up and slice right through his chest.
Yeah.
But it's a stun weapon, so instead it'll hemorrhage his brain as I pull it up.
Yeah, as you pull it up, you watch him go, and then he blacks out,
Turn,
and he's out before he hits the ground.
and the cloak billows, the jacket billows as I walk towards the car.
I love it. You get in the vehicle.
Desperado,
The
guy.
vehicle. You're on the vehicle. You're in the vehicle.
No, I'm in the driver's seat.
You're in the driver's seat. Okay.
You
I'm
can start.
under the.
Yeah, I am
dash.
looking for my s'mores kit because of all the fire.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, where's this going? Yeah.
Where are we going with this?
Put on your shirt.
So I'm in the driver's seat. You're not in the
I'm not in the vehicle yet.
in the vehicle yet.
No.
Can I
Go
see
ahead.
where you are so that I can swerve towards?
Oh, no, he's in the trunk.
He's in the car.
He's in the
You're
trunk.
in the
My
car.
body's
Your
in the-
body's in the. Okay.
My consciousness isn't operating the vehicle yet. My body, I'm in my actual body.
Your consciousness doesn't need to be like within a certain distance to hop back
You
in.
hear from underneath you just a.
Just like go ahead.
All right.
Yeah.
Everybody's in the vehicle.
Yeah. So you hit the gas. I'm gonna say
Except-
you know how to drive. You don't have to do a piloting check.
Yeah.
Typical driving.
I mean, as a
You're just driving in it.
technomancer,
Yeah.
would I be able to just be like autopilot this thing?
Oh, that's interesting. I'm gonna say yes. For flavor, yes.
Okay.
All of a sudden, Liv just kind of puts her hands out and starts to do this, and you watch the car like vroom, 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 and it kind of does this, and it starts to move in that direction
Cruise control.
as she begins to kind of pilot it with her
Impressive.
mind. They take off.
I move back to where my Harley is and take
Okay.
off with it.
Okay.
I love this.
We're gonna say at this.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna we keep quoting different properties here.
Yes, we do.
Mission IP. Let's see.
Right, Catalyst? Yeah, we're-
I'm gonna do something that might be considered too fast and too furious. No relation to any other IP whatsoever. And I'm just gonna drive my Harley right off the top of the building.
I love it. All right. I'm gonna
I
say.
mean, he's an orc cowboy. He can do anything
troll cowboy.
fast.
Yeah.
He's a troll cowboy. We could cut that.
Yeah.
He's a troll cowboy.
Yeah.
He is fast.
I love it.
It's-
I love it. Off the building, I'm gonna even say you have like reverse thrusters that when you get close to the ground, like it hovers,
Like Harriers, yeah.
and you hit the ground running, and you chase after. Nothing takes chase at the moment, but obviously you know there are prices on your head.
Yeah.
The patrolmen know who you are, and also have your number.
And like
You go a couple
Wiggle out.
blocks, and you hear the rumble and the roar of the Harley behind as it kind of pulls up beside you. What do you all do?
I come out of the matrix and
Yeah.
I'm like curled up on the underneath the dashboard.
Yeah.
Wriggle my way back out. And I
You come up in between her legs, kind of like in the thing, like in the
let's-
seat.
awkward. Sorry. So it's like the awkward,
no
like
problem.
just,
I'm not-
climb over into the passenger
I'll
seat.
take over.
We're two
You're-
people in the
Yeah.
theater.
Yeah, exactly. Doing that. What's your name again?
Out.
Outlaw. Did you all see a rather large, cowboy-looking troll fellow?
Is this as you're pulling
Yeah,
up?
and as you say that, it pulls up outside
And
the
I
window
look out
just
the
on the other
window,
side.
and you just see like she's normally pretty full of herself. You just see a little bit of this happen in the seat. Right.
I pull up right next to him.
Oh.
So I while this commotion was
Okay.
happening, I'm like, I got this, and I jump back into the vehicle.
Okay. The window rolls down and I look over. I was like, "Hi, I don't think we've met. I'm Liv. If Frenchie sent you, I don't know him shit. But thanks for the assist."
I'm an old friend of these two.
I honk my horn ever so slightly, like a gentle, like just a soft, not to call too much attention.
Live, outlaw, live.
Trigger, how are you?
Good, thanks to you.
Well, you know, every 10 years or so, I gotta jump in out of nowhere and rescue your ass, but here we are again.
Great. Now that we're caught up, and I swing off the top, and as I do, he's really good in the fight, but it takes a bit afterwards to get right. So when his bum knee hits, I lose it and I hit the ground. It's the first time you see how fragile he can be. And anyone close to me will see that in my face, that black ichor, there's sort of veins that have become defined and are black. And usually with subdermal plating, when you get hit, there's no bruising. It's already taken for you, right? It's sort of like a repulse. But where I've been shot, there's intense bruising.
I'm immediately out the door when I see him fall.
I'm fine.
Do you-
I'm fine.
Oh, we stopped it? Oh, all
Yeah.
right. I stopped.
Oh, I thought we were pulled up next.
Frame, you in there?
You got it, boss.
Well,
Oh, big man.
you know, just trying to take care of the old Lone Stars whenever I see them. You know, they're all trying to be John Wayne, but we're more like Barney Fife.
Hey, you got somewhere we can rendezvous, regroup?
Yeah, follow me. I got a safe house. Maybe you guys can heal up there. My armor here is pretty banged up. I might take me out for a little bit, but
We might be in a little extra trouble. You might hopefully be able to help us at least try to find a way out. Beginnings of one.
follow me.
You're one hell of a shot. You got anything to drink?
I always got something here. He reaches into his jacket, pulls out a gun, puts it down, puts out another gun, pulls it down. Hold on, I swear it's in here somewhere. Oh wait, and he's got a he's got what looks to be like a gun, exactly like a Colt 45. And then he twists off the top. He goes, "Here you go."
Thank you, God.
It's cool.
Weird.
Is that actual rum?
It's rum, rot gut, a little bit of both.
That's delicious.
Thank you. Anybody else?
How'd you know?
Yeah, how'd you know?
Well, it's just kind of my business to know sometimes. I got one ear on the street, and, one foot in the gutter.
As we're driving, I'm gonna see if I can kind of patch him in so that we can carry on the conversation in the car.
Sure.
Back and forth.
Sure. And you know that Outlaw was actually, Torin had requested him on this job through
Yeah.
you. And he was supposed to be on this job. But he was otherwise unavailable because he had already committed to another run.
He knows, but I don't.
No, you don't know that.
How'd you get freed up?
Well, it actually starts tomorrow. So, it overlap. Thought I could help out at least on the first day.
Right. Well, how long till we get to your safe house?
We're here.
With that, in the distance, you hear the blare of more Lone Star patrolmen, and that is where we're going to end the session for this evening. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you're in the chat, type Excommunication, and you can get a Catalyst Shadowrun prize pack. Thank you, Jason, for joining us.
Yeah.
So much.
You're
awesome. You all get 5 karma to spend before next episode to upgrade your characters a little bit. And we will take it up next week. Very excited. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you in a bit. Bye.
Bye.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Shadowcast post-show commentary for the Realmsmith series, Shadowrun Excommunication. Welcome! How are you doing, Jason?
I'm so good.
Oh, it's so good to chat with you, and oop, I've got an echo in my ears. Let's see if that's who that's from. That's partially me. Sorry, I'm fixing my own stuff. All right. Well, Jason, you just got through the premiere of Shadowrun Excommunication. How does it feel?
It is a whirlwind, is what it feels like. We filmed it last week, and so I have been in the depths of editing and preparation and marketing for the show. But I feel great. I mean, we had an incredible cast, the best cast.
Heck yeah.
And it was an incredible experience, one of my best in my career. And you're a huge part to thank for that. And of course, the good people at Catalyst. It was fun and it was great. And I'm very, very proud of what we were able to do. And it was an incredible experience, one of my best.
Did I just?
I think we're still getting an echo, but
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I'm getting the right people at the right spot here. So bear
no
with me
worries.
here because I'm having
All
some
good.
technical difficulty behind the scenes. Let's
All
see.
good.
All right. Oh, nope, I'm still echoing. I think I just have like 55 versions of this stream.
YouTube. Yeah, you might have one of them is not muted. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's just close all the windows that aren't us.
Yeah,
All right, let's.
I
Oh,
think that
nope,
worked.
still happening. I think I just have like 55. Closing. Closing.
Can we just say it's a glitch?
There we go. Yeah, it's a glitch. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, I'm good. Now I can think. Before I was trying to follow what you were saying, but then I would hear you from the stream, and I was like, "Wait, which question is he answering, and which one
Yeah,
did I ask?"
it's the worst.
Well, I'm really excited to talk with you. So we talked about how you're feeling post episode 1. Now, tell us a little bit about the process for getting this to come to fruition. It's great to have you here, and in general, but a partnership with Realmsmith is a big deal. So I want to talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was fairly straightforward in the sense that we found out that you were interested in doing a Shadowrun, and obviously there were conversations that were had with the team, and very excited to have been chosen to do so. I mean, then the process is like it's not hurry up and wait; it's like wait and then hurry up. It's like you get together, you get all the paperwork together, and you get all the people together, and you got all the stakeholders together, and as soon as you hit that go button, it's like it's a race till the end. And this one was a bit more of a sprint than a marathon, just because we wanted to get it done as quickly as possible, and also have it kind of through some of the Kickstarter for Takedown. And yeah, and I mean it looking back, it's pretty incredible how many pieces need to kind of fit the puzzle to get to the point where I hit upload on YouTube and an episode goes up. I mean, yeah, that process is yeah, it's a lot.
Well, and
I'm still experiencing a lot of biofeedback from the last week.
Well, yeah, we just finished filming on Friday last week. So the time to turn around an episode 1, we remember we talked about releasing on Monday. I'm real glad we didn't do that.
Oh man. And that's the thing, right? Like you hope to get kind of a good to go version, and then things happen in studio, and the studio that we had didn't have the best sound kind of scenario for filming, and so there was a lot of post kind of processing that we needed to do, and between Joel and I, we accomplished some magic, I think, and came up with a really awesome sounding episode. So we're very happy.
Agreed. Awesome. Well, from watching the stream, by the way, I got so distracted when we started up and I heard myself like 55 times in 55 places. I'm Rem Alternus. I'm the community and marketing director for Catalyst Game Labs. And I'm here with Jason Azevedo from Realmsmith, and our GM for the series. So really, really excited about this. We had an FAQ that popped up in the chat. The most popular question was about the rule system we're using.
Sure.
So can you talk a little bit about the approach that you took for Excommunication and what that turned into?
Yeah. So, I mean, from my perspective, we tried playing 6th at San Diego Comic-Con. And the reason people love 6 is because it is a crunchy system. There's a lot of numbers, there's a lot of tables, there's things like that. And so, we just felt that Anarchy was maybe a little bit of an easier step for us, being brand new Shadowrun players. We love the lore, and because it's sci-fi, sometimes it's even easier to grasp than a fantasy RPG is, just because a lot of the things exist in our world already. And so, that whole thing is easier to grasp, but then the rules itself, I just felt, looking at Anarchy and looking at them both kind of side by side, having a brand new cast that had hardly played, myself, who was new to the rule set, but obviously have been aware and into the lore of Shadowrun for some time. We just felt that kind of using the mechanics of Anarchy was an easier step into that world, and a quicker step, and also allowed for a more cinematic experience, and allowed us to kind of like be and we were very rules heavy in this episode. That is not the way the season goes in its entirety. There's a lot of role play, there's a lot of kind of immersive cinematic experiences, and so we wanted to make sure that we had something that would allow us to breathe that way, for a stream, from a stream perspective.
Right. Well, and you know, we had the session 0 at San Diego Comic-Con, which is we're going to publish. But based on where that left off, the team was right in the middle, like the firefight was starting. And so to be able to right away see initiatives, see the rules in play, and how we're using them, I think is not a bad approach. So so which specific elements did you so we used like bases Anarchy. What did you get rid of from Anarchy, and what did you replace with 6?
Yeah, and I mean, we got a bunch of comments, and we'll get more comments throughout the series regarding, like, you know, which system are you using, and it's a bit of a homebrew situation, and it kind of is. It's kind of a mix of what we felt we wanted to play, and that's the beauty of TTRPGs, is like, you know, this is my home game, and we are taking the best of what we felt applied to our table and for what our players wanted to play, and are doing that. And so for me, the core mechanics are mostly Anarchy. What we did is obviously allowed for the things in 6th that take it away from kind of the scene mechanic, and made it more of a long play, long form RPG experience. And you'll see that it's not like we don't go from scene to scene, much like Anarchy is kind of like a movie scene situation. It is kind of a continuative narrative throughout the whole 8 parts. And so that was the big thing. We took the simplistic mechanics from Anarchy, and then we brought in some of the long form stuff. Some of the other things that we did is we mixed a little bit of Edge from 6th and the way it works a bit more into Anarchy. We're tracking ammo because I think that that's also cinematic. And as much as Anarchy says, like, cinema and you know, I always count the rounds in an action movie. I'm like, they should have reloaded. And so I really felt that I wanted that pressure of conserving ammunition and so on. So we brought that in. We brought a lot of gear and weapons and all of that stuff from 6. So basically, they could choose from anything. And if they chose an augmentation or a spell that wasn't in Anarchy, much like Anarchy suggests you do, we just created shadow amps that fit that.
Yeah.
And that was most of it, I want to say.
Well, and I do have to shout out too that at San Diego Comic-Con we did play 6th World, and it was so heavy for the actors to learn so early on. And we really this is for our viewers. Jason and I had some conversations behind the scene of what really was our goal for this stream. And you know, as a Shadowrun player that loves Shadowrun, like I'm here for the story. I'm here for these characters, but really as a marketing tool, this is to get a new generation of Shadowrunners into the game. So this isn't about like, well, you rolled initiative wrong, Jason, like, or anything like that. This is about bringing Shadowrun to a new player base and to people that are going to love it. So making it accessible, which is something that is a big complaint about Shadowrun. Anjali came to me on the last day and said, I didn't want to play Shadowrun because I've heard the horror stories of how crunchy it is. So getting it started with accessibility, and then if you want more crunch later on, you can, but it doesn't have to be that way. This is about the story, the world, the setting.
Yeah, there is absolutely a place for those that want a crunchier system. There's lots of RPers out there that appreciate that like tables and math. And we're just not that group, but we still wanted to play Shadowrun, and that's okay. And there are all kinds of gamers, and what you'll find is, you know, it would be a travesty to bring this caliber of cast to the table and then be referencing charts and really rules heavy. We want to role play, we want to enjoy, we want to be able to, and not to say, again, I don't want to dreck on sixth in any way, shape, or form. It's a
Yeah.
wonderful system. Lots of people love that system. We are still playing Shadowrun, and I think that that's what, how different is sixth than first, or even from fifth, right? And some people decide and choose which system they like, and then they kind of dig in and dive into that
Yeah.
system. And
Well,
so Anarchy just spoke to us.
yeah, exactly. And I think that there were some flavors of sixth edition that, as we were talking, that I wanted to build in. So a couple of things that feel like a standard Shadowrun rather than Anarchy to me is the glitch mechanic. Being able to roll your die, and if more than half are ones, it's a glitch, and if more than half your ones are or half your die are ones and there's no hits, it's a critical glitch. So getting rid of the glitch die in Anarchy and replacing that is an easy adjustment that feels a little more like the crunchier Shadowrun.
Sure. Yep.
The other thing was edge mechanics. So there are an overwhelming amount of ways that you can use edge in sixth edition that that Anarchy only had like one or two. It was post edge for those of you who know fifth edition, where you get to re-roll all your failures. And I think like one more maybe. But we wanted to add a little bit more of that flavor. So you could turn a 4 into a 5. You could turn a 2 into a 1 if we wanted the GM to glitch. You could pre-edge your roll, which is adding your edge attribute to your dice pool, so you get more dice to roll and sixes explode, which is a ton of fun for me. That's my preferred method. So we wanted to add a little bit more of that felt like sixth edition. So so cool. So we talked a little bit about the mechanics and stuff like that. So I think that one of the things that I'd like to talk about a little bit is some of the rules that we got to see tonight in tonight's episode, and how those functionally work versus how maybe we do or don't do them in the stream. Because again, your number one goal is to tell a story. So entirely honest, we don't always get the rules right live. And that's okay, because as long as the story sticks, we would actually talk about it at the studio and be like, we'll talk about it in the commentary. So this is our time to do it. So I actually have our producer here. Shout out to Teslan from Realm Alternatives Productions. He's going to bring up the character sheet for Outlaw on the screen. Our very special guest, Jason Charles Miller, tonight. And so we're going to talk a little bit about using him as an example of some of these rule sets. So the first thing you really had everyone do is roll initiative. Do you want to talk about how initiative works, Jason?
Yeah. So initiative, I believe it's the Anarchy mechanic, which is it's 6 die plus agility, I believe. I'd have to look at my cheat sheet.
Yeah, it is. 6 die plus agility plus any modifiers that you might have. Yeah. So that's very different as well. I didn't realize it until you made that roll at the studio that that's how Anarchy worked, because in 6th and 5th edition, there's 6, like the number 6 or 8 or whatever your base stat is, plus 2d6. So if you roll 12 on 2d6, you add 6 to it, rather than having it be the number of hits you get, which is how this edition works. So that's a little bit of a difference between Anarchy and 6th. But you got it absolutely right in terms of how you utilized it for the stream, where the number of hits equals initiative order. One of the things that happened, though, and I can't remember if it's in this battle or another one, is 2 of our players tied. And when that happens, again, we have a little separation between Anarchy and 6th World, where in 6th World you have a few extra attributes like reaction. So they talk about the keyword Eric. So compare your edge, whoever's edge is higher. Then compare reaction, whoever's reaction is higher. Then intuition. Then charisma. But when we don't have all those stats, I think in Anarchy it's edge and then agility. And at a certain point, I think it says, let the GM decide who goes first.
Yeah, and I consciously did that. I consciously said, "Hey, who wants to go first?" And I always gave the tie to the players instead of the enemy or the NPCs. And again, that's one of those things where it's like, initiative is pretty straightforward, and I'd rather just say who wants to go first, and one of them say, okay, I will, or you will, and it'd be quick, rather than us have to go back to the character sheets again, have to figure that out, maybe have to roll again. Like, to me, it's like, if we have a mechanic that works, then also allowing player agency to decide amongst themselves and problem solve amongst themselves is okay too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So let's talk a little bit about the attributes and the skills on the character sheet. So you guys can see
Sure.
Outlaw between us here. So like I said, they don't have reaction. A couple of a very few of the attributes that are available in Sixth World are not on Anarchy, but you've got your strength, your agility, which is basically your speed, your willpower, your logic, charisma, and edge, which is your luck roll, basically. And then you've got your skill set as well. So you in Sixth World, you can build out a lot of skills and specialties. You only get a few in Anarchy to keep it streamlined. So as you built these characters, Jason, what did you keep in mind for some of their skills and what you wanted them to be able to accomplish?
Yeah, and let me say that even the character sheet you're looking at now, I redesigned. I photoshopped it, as I like to call it. And I'm sorry to the designers that created the Anarchy sheets to start with. But what I did was I took out a lot of it's important for new players when you're jumping into Anarchy to kind of have the role play prompts, so that they kind of know the type of character it is and what their cues are and things like that. I removed all that, just because our players are so experienced and such experienced role players and kind of know their characters, and we dug into the backstory and kind of built those characters that I wasn't worried about giving them any sort of prompts. So I took out cues, and there was another one too that I took out a section of, and I can't remember what it was called, but I removed those, and I gave a lot more room for gear because I felt I needed it. Outlaw doesn't have a lot of gear; some of them do. I also put vehicles and drones in there. I also put wealth in there because it doesn't track wealth in Anarchy, and I wanted to do that as well. I added a little bit more room for contacts, and then I added ammunition on the right, as is the armor kind of on the left.
Well, Jason Hardy's in chat, so Jason.
Hey, Jason.
New edition of Anarchy. Maybe you've got a little bit of a sample maybe to use in the future.
Yeah, and then I added a little bit like of a circuitry kind of. Anyways, I'm an artist, and so you give me art, and I'll art it. I'll way over art it. But hi, Jason. Thank you so much for creating. No, but so for me, I just recreated something. It was a homebrew kind of sheet that made sense for our purposes and did exactly what we needed it to do. And just really pulling from what was there and then building on that for our own needs. Cool. And just be able to pull the things a bit more accessibly from that for a longer form, non-scene based campaign or adventure.
So let's walk through a little bit then, talking about the attributes and these skills. If Outlaw made a really cool sniper gun shot, so how does he roll his skill check, and what do you roll against him? And then how is damage dealt? How does a gunfire turn work?
Sure. So he would, and what I've done is I've also done the math for them, so they didn't have to do math every single time they rolled. And so, for example, his heavy weapons is 8. He would roll 8 dice, plus any modifiers based on environment or any shadow amps that he might have. So that still has to be added to that because you don't know, right? He may have a shadow amp that's specific to a weapon, or a type of weapon. And so the 8 is what he rolls, plus any bonuses to shadow amps or modifiers. If it's dark, if it's bright, if he's hurt, all the kind of stuff that we just add as flavor. So he would roll that, and then of course the enemy would then roll. I got this wrong a bunch of times on stream, and I apologize ahead of time. It is agility plus logic to evade, and then if he beat the enemy, then we would take, which I forgot to do in the first episode, but I remembered in the second episode, then we took the difference of the hits and added it to the damage of the weapon, and then that was the damage that it did to the enemy. So that's how that works for us. Awesome. And that was just super quick and easy. There's still every time not every time. I do have thresholds that I've set for difficulties, so I don't
Mhm.
roll every time. It's not always a contested roll, but most of the
And-
times it is.
And Anarchy sets that up well for you too, where they have a table where it's like easy, medium,
Yeah.
hard, difficult, super difficult, impossible, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
so, and then one of the things that I saw you type in chat that we missed in this episode is you add your net hits to the damage. So your damage, your pistol, for instance, might do 6 physical damage, but if you got 3 net hits on it, if I rolled a 9 and you rolled a 6, then I got 3 nets on you, so that gets added to that 6
Sure
physical.
does. Yeah.
So
yeah.
that gets lethal.
Yeah, and that's why it can get lethal. And that's like if you look at Jason Charles Miller with the or Outlaw with the sniper rifle, he did like 9 damage. That's serious, especially when most characters have maybe 10 or 11 armor. You're already through to physical, so in 2 shots you can take somebody out, which
That's
makes
awesome.
sense. I like the believability. I like the realism of the system in that way.
Right. You don't take 30 shots and keep going.
Exactly.
Awesome. Okay. Now, we also had, I'm not sure, I think this came up 1 or 2 times in this episode, but I know it comes up more in the future. Defaulting. So what happens if you don't have a certain skill? Like if if this troll in particular was not a shooter character, but had a gun, how would they default?
Yeah, so I also depending on how I was feeling in the moment, that changed as well. And again, a lot of times it was to serve the narrative, right? So sometimes it makes sense to do it that way, and sometimes it doesn't. So what the book says is, Anarchy says, if you're trying to do a skill, and you're untrained, it's just the ability or the attribute that goes with it.
Mhm.
And so if it's firearms and you don't have a firearm skill, then you're just using agility. Or if it's a non-skill, then you do double the attribute. And
Mhm.
we could see sometimes those were really high. Or you add 2 attributes together that make sense, like perception, because there isn't a perception skill. Sometimes I felt like just making them roll their ability was a little bit too difficult, too much of a slap on the wrist in some ways, because almost everything is a skill. If that makes sense, there are very few things. If somebody says, "I want to do this," that you can't tie that to a skill.
Right.
And
well,
so, yeah, go ahead.
and especially because Anarchy, there's only like 6 or 8 slots for skills, so there's not that much you can do with
Right.
it.
Right.
So-
And so in that scenario for me, sometimes I was like, well, just because you don't have piloting doesn't mean you can't drive a vehicle. And so would you really be that bad at driving a vehicle? Or whatever. You know what I mean? So it
Yeah.
was this there were moments where I was like, okay, well, it should be double your whatever, or it should be this and this, or it is half, because it is an actual skill.
Right.
What I try to do is I focused on skills that I knew would have to be trained if you were to do it in real life.
Yeah.
Like biotech. If you have biotech, you wouldn't do a double attribute or add 2 attributes together. Biotech is a learned trained skill.
Right.
Much like firearms would be, or much
So
like something that takes training.
instinctual versus something that's
Yeah.
that's trained.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I kind of in the moment sort of decided on what made sense in some
Yeah,
of those scenarios.
it's a hard call to make, because when it comes to defaulting, yes, you get some dice even if you roll the attributes straight. So let's say like I'm not a very perceptive human being in real life. So if we're just looking at logic, for instance, for a observation, like do you notice something happening around you? If I have a logic score overall of 4, but I don't have perception, 4 dice is still pretty generous for me versus someone that maybe was like military or like is trained or security, someone that's used to scanning the crowd and looking for things that are weird.
Sure.
So I could definitely see some of that kind of difference in terms of choosing what you default and choose one attribute for versus what you don't.
Yeah.
So interesting. Okay, cool. Well, I want to do a little bit of promo for things going on with Shadowrun here. And then I have a question, Jason, that I'm going to ask each of our special guests each week in the post-show commentary. I'm still scheduling guests. In 2 weeks, I'm going to have Luis on. So that'll be a fun one. But let me ask you,
Sure.
what is now, after playing, what is your favorite thing about Shadowrun?
Oof. Man, yeah, that's tough because there is a lot.
Tell me
that
all
I
of it.
enjoyed.
I'll stay here as long as you want to talk about Shadowrun.
Yeah, fair enough. Favorite thing about Shadowrun. First off, it's new. It's newer to me. I have focused a lot on fantasy RPG stuff for a long time, and so having sort of dipping into sci-fi again, which I had before previously with another system, is cool. I love that it's sci-fi plus fantasy races and magic. Like, I think to me, it just feels a bit more like home for me because I love fantasy RPG so much that it was very easy. To me, it's easy to imagine, and to kind of dig into the world. That's the first thing. The second, I'm not just gonna say one. The second thing is kind of like the political intrigue, and kind of the corporate hierarchy, and that kind of espionage feel. You folks will see kind of the web of deceit and story and narrative that I have sort of weaved throughout the series, and it's intricate. And I love that. I love that it's not just you get a quest, go out, beat some goblins, come back. There's like this deep sort of ability to. So I love that. I love that kind of arcing espionage corporate narrative that exists. And the world is so rich. You'll see in the series we pull a lot from the lore and from the narrative in the history of Shadowrun. A lot. Some things we touch on briefly. Some things are core to the storyline. And that's the beauty of playing a game that is so beloved and so long lasting. Is the ability to kind of have that there.
I agree with you about the setting. There's something to having the D&D fantasy and the cyberpunk dystopia set in our world, where it's like, man, all we need is the magic. We've got the cyberpunk dystopia. We're living it. But let's add the magic and I'm ready for it.
Yeah, 100%. And it also, like, throwing all that into the mix creates some really immersive and chaotic moments where you have magic meets the Matrix meets real meets space meets guns meets and you'll see. I think that opens up the opportunity for the cast and for myself to really get creative, like to really dig in and be like, how can I not game the system, but what can I do in order to kind of use all these elements to my favor? And it just makes for a really exciting narrative experience and cinematic experience, which again, I think everyone will appreciate.
Yeah. And I really appreciate too, shout out to Lauren Coleman, our CEO at Catalyst, for making this possible. And then also for being on set and being kind of the rules and lore consultant, if you will, where like even Anjali at the beginning of this episode is like, can I swear? And it's like, Shadowrun's a dark world. It is dystopian. It's scary. It's lethal. Like, players can die. And the things that are going on are the betrayal and the political structure is really upsetting at times. And so being able to tap into that darkness, I think is really important. It's what makes it different. Like you said, from like, oh, the goblin with the funny voice is dead. So like back next mission, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we all
there's still goblins with funny voices in our game. Spoiler warning, but but yes, absolutely. And I think, for us, we've always been kind of a PG-13 PG-13 channel. We did Cyberpunk and it wasn't. But and we leaned into like the Frax and the Drex and all that kind of stuff as well. But also, I think to get real emotion out, I think that sometimes that can feel a little forced. And so we peppered it in and you'll hear it. But I don't see that in 60 years in the future that all swearing would be gone. So for me, it was like, why not? Why can't we, and I'm sorry for those at home. There is a content warning in the description. But for those of you that watch Realmsmith and like, oh my gosh, that this is too much or whatever, I just think it would be doing disservice to to the lore and to the world if it wasn't gritty.
Yeah, and
I
it
think
came
it
up
needs
in
to be gritty.
yeah, it came up in chat too that this is it is a dark world. These are criminals. Criminals aren't necessarily bad guys in this world. So making sure that like you see you're in the shadows. You are surviving in the shadows of the rest of the world, living in the light. So there's gonna be flavor to that. I agree. Thank you for that, and thank you, Jason, so much for bringing. I said this a couple times on set, but and for our audience being on set, I got to sit there and watch this story be told, and the two things for me that I said to the cast and to Jason is, you guys brought a world that I love so much to life, and that means the world to me. And then the other thing is the story and the characters and the moments that this cast has throughout the rest of the season. I feel that there's going to be a new generation of Shadowrun viewers, Shadowrun players that fall in love with this world as much as I have. And that means the world to me too. So thank you so much, Jason, for doing what you've done with this.
And it's an honor, and I am super thankful that Lauren and the team at Catalyst and having Talon on set and him pulling his own and doing great and really rocking it was amazing. But I mean, thank you, because you really championed Realmsmith, I think, in general in this process, and supported us through the whole thing, and have been such an amazing asset in this whole thing. So we couldn't have done this without you.
Awesome.
We
Thank
absolutely
you.
couldn't have done this without Lauren and their support and them believing in us. And I think that we've created something really super special. I think that when people watch this, yes, it's a great grimdark sort of world, where dystopian world where there's magic and explosions and all that, but I think we really leaned into kind of like the social aspects of what the reality of living in this world might be. We really leaned into what this sort of lifestyle of a Shadowrunner does to people, and the kind of psychological effects it can have on those that run for a living. And so, again, lots of action, lots of Shadowrun goodness, but there's a lot of heart in this series, like a lot of heart in this series.
Agreed.
And so I ask that people who watch it, even if it's not your Shadowrun, it absolutely still is Shadowrun. And I think that people will appreciate how much our cast gives to this show.
Awesome. Well, let me make a couple of quick announcements. I saw a couple questions in the chat as well. Since they're short, I don't mind hitting those pretty quickly. But Shadowrun Takedown is our board game Kickstarter that is live on Kickstarter for about 2.5 more days. So check it out. It's by Lynn Vander Studios, and it's a really cool game. There's actually not only the board game co-op mode where you're a Shadowrunner team, you're running against a timer, so you've got kind of that stress level that should come with a Shadowrun. But you've also got solo play, and you've got PvP mode as well. So there's a lot of different ways to play the game, and a lot of different campaigns and missions that you can join. We're really close to our $120,000 stretch goal. So head on over to Kickstarter, search for Takedown, and get on that before it ends. Additionally, because of the Realmsmith stream, we have offered a couple of incentives for our viewers. So you can go, there's a code, correct, Jason,
Yep,
for the
yep.
online store?
Sure
Can you
is,
talk
yep.
about that a little?
Yeah, for sure. They've created a promo code. The promo code is Realmsmith15, REALMSMITH15. If you use that at the Catalyst store, you will get 15% off your purchase. And I don't know if that's just Shadowrun stuff, or is that store wide?
Talon set it up, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but it's
Get everything
50%.
now while you can.
Yes, exactly. And yeah, go buy Shadowrun. It's awesome.
Additionally, at Drive Through RPG, if you like your PDFs, we've got the Shadowrun Anarchy book. We've got the Sixth World Core Rulebook, and we've got the Sixth World Companion, all on sale through Drive Through RPG just through the end of this week to help promote the Realmsmith stream. So thank you all so much. I think we had just a couple of quick questions that I saw. Who did the art, Jason?
I did.
What?
I created the art. Thank you very much. I know a lot of people asking. It was I'm an artist, and that's my one of my contributions.
I told Jason he's not allowed to be this multi-talented. Like, you got to pick something, and like that's your thing.
I'm deficient in a lot of other places, so it kind of just ask my wife. Yeah, it all balances out.
Jeffrey Baker asked, how hard was the character creation process for your experienced team without a lot of SR rules knowledge?
Yeah, it was actually, so it was nice because the team at Catalyst actually had created characters prior to our San Diego game.
The Catalyst demo team did. We had some of our
Yes.
demo agents do it.
Yeah, so I just took those sheets and followed the rules in Anarchy for transferring characters. And so then I just kind of like plugged it all in and followed everything that it said that I needed to do. And it was actually a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the character creation process. And then once I did that, then I was able to create the NPCs and some of the other people that you'll see, as well as some of the creatures and monsters and things like that. So
awesome. And let's see, I'm trying to scan for any additional questions. Most people just giving lots of compliments, which I love too. Send us all the compliments.
Yes.
The more viewership we get, the more sales tracking through the store and Drive Through RPG, the more we get interacting with this, the more content like this we're likely to see and do in the future. And with the 35th anniversary of Shadowrun coming up next year, I think there's going to be a lot of cool things in store that we can do. So spread the word, talk about this, and make sure that that we can keep it going. Oh, chopped character sheets. So the ones that you created, Jason. Yeah, we should talk about like if we want to make those available, and we haven't really talked about that or how we would do it yet. So
yeah, I have ideas.
Cool.
And in fact, I was going to say, call me after this, Rem, because I have an idea.
Awesome. So no news at this time.
None. No news.
But
Just ideas and conversations.
Neither of us have problem with making that happen. It's just a matter of when. We don't want to give you everything and then have you not watch the rest of the series. So you might have to, maybe we'll give you Outlaw first or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
I do want to try and integrate, we were short on time for first episode, but I do want to try and integrate maybe shots of the character sheets during the actual stream.
Cool.
So that people can kind of take a look at them. I mean, I spent all that extra time for something nobody would see. And so thank you for using them. And then maybe I'll put them on screen in the coming weeks.
I have 2 books filled with the printed character sheets and little blocks of everything that Jason had. Because he's like, do you want this stuff? I'm like, yes.
Yeah, I know. Like in the morning on the way to the studio, when we were still setting up, I had to stop at Kinko's to print them in color because I had them color.
Exist?
Well, it was FedEx, Kinko's. I don't know. Sometimes they blur, but yeah, I actually had to stop to get them printed in color to make sure, because I spent the time colorizing them. It's the plight of an artist. But.
Awesome. Yeah, I may in the future have a collage of Realmsmith stuff behind me on my wall when I'm done painting, because you can see all the tape up behind me. But
and I think Jason in the chat just said, will they be available, like the blank ones? And so I think that's what we intended. So I'd
we'll
love to.
About it.
I may even we could do, like, at the very least, I think we can do like links to download the PDFs when we pop up their character information. There could be a link where you could download their information and have like a character sheet. Blank ones, we'll talk.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Jason, for joining. We will be here post-show for the next 8 weeks as we play each episode to talk through the rules, to talk through with the actors or the developers. I'm working right now on maybe for next week getting Jason Hardy to be my special guest so we can talk about development things for Shadowrun.
And how much we screwed it up. I love it. I can't wait.
Luckily, Jason's very nice. I mean, he might be mad at you for your portrayal of Torin. We'll see.
I know he's stay tuned.
So we'll get him on before that episode airs so that he can't be mad. So thank you all so much for joining us. We will be back next week, and tell all your friends. And until next time, stay safe in the shadows.